Okay, coming early today, guys. What's happening? This is the Helping Friendly podcast. My name is Brian. You know me. That is Megan. You know her. And we are introducing a future podcast celebrity today, Mr. Ryan Storm. How we doing, bud?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today. It's great to be back on HFPod. I think it's been almost a year.
First time, long time?
Fourth time, fifth time,
more than that.
But who's counting?
I think it's been more than that. No, I was going to say the last time I was on, I think, was in this past February when we were talking about Mexico 2019.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you wanted to do it for the 5th year anniversary. You wanted to cover Mexico 2019, but then the 5th year anniversary was superseded by what actually happened in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then this last year, we were like, we'll just talk about it for 10 minutes, then we're going to talk about 2019.
Yeah.
Meg, how are you doing today? Are you getting close to Christmas break?
Yeah, I have half a day left with students. This afternoon, I was supposed to teach reading in the afternoon, and I decided to teach a song instead, and we just sang some songs and had some fun. And it was a real vibes day in 3rd grade today. It was sandwich day in the cafeteria, and I teach my kids this song about sandwiches. And so they were like, can we sing the song on the way to the cafeteria? So we went down 7 flights of stairs, and they sang a sandwiches song and then serenaded our chef in the cafeteria. It was pretty cute. So
that's really adorable.
My kids were really cute today. Yeah. It's been a stressful week. Yeah, it's been a stressful week because college acceptances are out, but that was a nice bright moment today. So it's good.
We I can definitely understand the stress right now. I've got weather issues out here. I've got university students I work with who refuse to enroll in classes. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be out of the office for 3 weeks. So it's like this big black hole before the semester begins. So what would theoretically be a very nice casual work from home week into the holidays has turned into a mad dash. But all of that is fulfilled with a massive bright spot that is us doing another draft, our last draft of the year. We are using this as kind of a faux MSG preview. We are waiting on one more very special guest, Mr. Justin Bruce of the Vice or Virtue podcast, as well as if you are a Vegas Golden Knights fan, you are well familiar with Justin Bruce and his weather predictions. Weather predictions, is that what we call them in the industry? I don't know. His weather coverage during timeouts. He's going to be joining us here. We're going to be going through the history of Phish holiday shows, holiday runs, holiday jams. We're going to be drafting 7 categories in today's episode. We're going to be drafting a 1228 show, a 1229 show, a 1230 show, a 1231 show, which is New Year's Eve for anyone keeping notes at home. We are going to have a random date show. And then just to put more pressure on Meg, we have a wild card show category.
So true.
You can pick another show, rightly or wrongly, in your wild card category. And then finally, we are going to have a holiday jams category. So very, very excited. Mr. Justin Bruce has arrived. Mr. Justin Bruce, how are you doing, my dude?
Hey guys, I'm great. I've taken about 10, 15 total seconds between leaving the office and entering the Phish draftosphere, and I'm excited. Can't wait to see what happens.
He thought he was going to come in backstage and just hang out and shoot the shit before we went live, and no, he's coming in hot to a live podcast. My goodness.
It's so awesome
to be here.
Justin, when we realized that RJ couldn't do the draft and we needed some people to draft, I immediately texted Brian and was like, can we please have Justin Bruce draft with us? So I'm so glad you're here. Ryan, I'm glad you're here. How did you feel about
Ryan?
Yeah. No, I get it. Megan and I have podcasted together a lot before. She hasn't had the opportunity to podcast with you as much.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the reason. Yeah. That's the reason.
That's it. Exactly. That's it.
And
Thanks, Ryan.
Before we start, can we just take a moment? We're 10 days away from Phish.
Wow.
10 days away from Phish.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to
I
get
was
through a big holiday
mm.
between now and then. But yeah, then 10 days from now, we'll all be hanging out on our couches, getting ready to webcast tonight. I'm so
Yeah.
stoked.
Yeah.
I will be webcasting the first show, but I am already thinking about my outfits for the 29th and 30th. I'm pretty excited.
I'm thinking about my outfits for all 4 shows too.
Are
What
you?
t-shirt I'm gonna wear. It's a
I
big
can't
decision.
wait. Yeah, it's big
I got to
decision.
coordinate sweatpants to t-shirt to sweatshirt vibes because we'll be man on holiday mode.
Man on
Incredibly
holiday
very
mode.
excited.
What movie you've got going while the show's happening?
It's you know it. You know it. What
MJ
is going to be
Lenderman
queued
in
up
one
right after
earbud.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Man on holiday mode is my new favorite thing. I was telling someone at school about that today. I was like, we were talking about what we do over the break, and I was like, man on holiday mode is just the best theme. I feel like this is really an exciting thing you've introduced into my life, Brian Brinkman. Thank you.
It's what I need to survive the week.
I know. It doesn't sound as good woman on holiday. We have to find like the female
Late
equivalent.
holiday.
Lady,
Lady on
on
holiday.
holiday. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, but we can workshop it.
The damsel on holiday.
Yeah, exactly. Still needs a little work, to be honest.
We'll workshop it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
So we are on a tight schedule today for everyone out there. We all have, well, most of us have jobs and kids and lives outside of jam band drafting.
Hey, I have one of those.
Hey,
So
Ryan
we're
is
gonna-
just walking on a beach, working hard,
Very
putting
hard,
in his
very
office
hard.
hours. So
All
He
right,
sent
all
he sent a mass email yesterday about the goose bracket. Very, very challenging. I understand. So we are going to I'm just trying to undercut Ryan as much as possible to get him to pick horrible shows
Oh, yeah.
during.
It's gonna
today's draft,
happen.
which-
It's what I do.
So we are going to jump in here very quickly. We've got 7 categories to draft, 4 people. If I'm doing my math correctly, someone help me out. Is this 24 or 28 jams or 28 shows and jams are going to be drafting? I think that's correct. We're going to be doing that here shortly. We're going to get our order set. Before we get our order set, I do just want to go around here. What does the Phish New Year's Eve run mean to you on an annual basis? And we'll hold off the second part till the end of the podcast, depending on time. So what does the MSG New Year's Eve run mean to you on an annual basis? Because I'm a polite person, I'm going to go with our guest first, Mr. Justin Bruce. What does the Phish New Year's Eve run mean to you?
You know, to be honest, this is often the time of year that I peter out when it comes to keeping notes about jams and like thinking about shows critically. The holidays with family and still doing work. Like I'm just trying to typically stay caught up with what Phish is up to over New Year's. I have never been to an MSG show. I've never seen a New Year's Eve Phish show. And this is the time of year where I'm really excited to listen to all the albums that I missed when the best of year-end lists come out. So it's nice to have, but it's not a tent pole of my Phish personality.
This is an interesting take already coming out. Our first question of the episode. I definitely get it. This is the catch-up time of year. This is like so much of my stress of being caught up on music is so that I can go in fresh for MSG. So job, families be damned. Everything has to revolve around being caught up. So on 12/28, I'm ready. I'm fresh. That's when like the year ends and begins at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, how about you? What does Phish New Year's Eve mean to you in the 4 years since you started seeing Phish?
That's hilarious. Well, when I saw Phish for the first time 13 and a half years ago.
And a half.
And a half.
And a half. You still got to say the
And a
half.
half.
It was
Still got
in
it.
June. I don't know. And for me, it's been since I watched the live stream of Phish New Year's for the first time in 2011. It was the Steam gag. I was immediately like, this is the only thing I want to do on New Year's Eve forever. And I've been lucky enough to have seen my first Phish MSG shows at the April 2022 run, and I have not missed a show at MSG since. So I'm really, really excited every year to go back to the Garden and see what they have for us. You know, I've absolutely adored every gag that I've seen, and just it's the only place that I ever want to be on New Year's Eve. If I somehow I'm not able to be there, I will be on a couch watching it. Non-negotiable. Phish is what I'm
Non-negotiable.
doing on New Year's Eve.
We got asked, we were at a dinner party a couple weeks ago, and a friend of ours said, "What are you guys' plans for New Year's Eve?" And we were like, "Well, we can hang out, but we will be watching Phish, and it will be the focus of everyone at the evening." And they were like, "Oh, okay, we're going to go do something else." Like, cool.
I will talk to
No,
you
thanks.
at set break. Yeah.
Cannot have you in my house taken away from whatever Phish is doing. Meg, what about you? You are the New Yorker here. Although Ryan lives in New York, what is it, like half the year at this point in time?
At my house, usually, yeah.
At your house. What does Phish New Year's Eve mean to you as someone who has seen quite a few Phish New Year's Eve and New Year's adjacent shows?
MSG is my most seen venue, and it's my favorite venue on the planet. It's like home to me. I always wanted to live in New York City growing up, and I saw my first MSG Phish show on 12/29/1997, and I knew that I was going to see as many as humanly possible after that. And when I moved up here, I was really kind of out of the Phish universe. After I graduated college, I was trying to be an adult, and I didn't see a lot of Phish then. It was also it was during the hiatus and everything. But when I got kind of my love for Phish was reintroduced in 2017, I would see them every year. I saw the Petrichor New Year's, unfortunately, and I saw a bunch of other random shows. But after the Baker's Dozen, after that year, I really started to make sure that every New Year's Eve during that run, I was seeing some Phish, and it's usually been 29 and 30. I usually spend the 31st with my family celebrating. They're not Phish people, so I'm going to be with them on the holiday. But I always go on the 29th and 30th with my friends. It's so fun. And for us, it's really just a time when we get to kind of celebrate the year and celebrate what Phish has been for the year. And it's always it's like a homecoming every year. And I have friends that come from all over, and it always just feels like a reunion in a way. And it's just a really special, special time. And ever since I joined Osiris and doing HFPod, it's been a really social time. We have a lot of events. Usually we have live events. I think we're going to host an event with Relics on the 29th. Ryan and I, News Alert, are hosting a happy hour on the 30th at the Irish Exit before the show. So that's going to be coming out soon. And it's really fun. We always have just a huge group of people that get together. And so it's a really special part of my year. And it's something that I look forward to. I host my whole entire family for Christmas. We'll have 14 people at my house, and I get up on the 29th. Everybody leaves that day, but I get up before everybody else, and I drive to New York, pick up my girlfriend at the airport when she flies in, and I have 2 days just on my own with my Phish friends. So it's great.
That's it. There's a magic to this time of year. I've done 2 New Year's runs. I did 2012 and I did 2016 in the Garden, and
good runs.
Quite nice runs.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite days ever was 12/30/16. Woke up, took a run into Central Park, went down to Chinatown with my cousin and got some awesome noodles and dumplings. Went to the Gingerman with a buddy, got some great beers pre-show, got in, had amazing seats. That was one of the best shows I've ever seen. And there's a feeling in MSG during that run of like, there's that like elevated sense of wonder around the holidays, plus the history of what the band has done, both in that venue and during this time of the year, plus the fact that whatever they played throughout their previous year, they're kind of putting their stamp on who they were in said year, plus kind of giving you a little bit of a hint of where they're going next. You see a really big show on 12/29 or 12/30, and I don't really think that there's any other time of year that beats it for Phish. Like a great 12/29 show versus a great random show I catch over the summer. The 12/29 or 12/30 show is always going to be kind of elevated just because of the overall vibes of what it means to see Phish at this time of year. They've prioritized New Year's Eve runs since at the very start of their career, essentially, and it's always been a great way for them to put a kind of pin on the year, what it meant, and then look forward to where we're going, which is something we're going to talk about as we get into these shows. So clearly, we all are infatuated with what Phish does.
So
over
many
the New Year's Eve
vibes.
run. So many vibes. Now
Yeah.
that I'm a perma webcast New Year's Eve bro, to me, it's we order a different meal on any given night. We hang out. I'm texting with good buddies who are at the show versus those who are watching from home. I get to finish out my playlists. I get to really put us in a position where the year is finalized. All the notes are done. Everything is boom. January 1st, by Phish 25, Phish 24, Phish 23, whatever it may be, that note is finished. It's history now. We move on to the future. I love that.
Yeah, there's nothing like the energy at MSG during the New Year's Eve run. The only time I've ever felt anything like it was the Baker's Dozen. There's just something
Yes.
so exciting and anticipatory going on in that place. The vibes just, super high. And Phish plays, like you said, just some unbelievable shows. So it's an exciting time.
So what do you guys think? Should we start diving into this? Should we get our draft order in place? Is everyone ready?
We should.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you guys decide that I was going to go first before I hopped on at the beginning? I've got the first pick.
Wishful
no such
thinking
thing.
there, Bruce.
I'm worried about the security of Brian's die here, and how
doesn't
we're
trust
going to
you,
speed and
Brian.
roll it. But
So I'm about to roll it. We've got the numbers. Everyone's picking between 1 and 6. We've got Meg with number 2, Ryan with number 4, JB with number 5. I'm taking number 6. I'm using the Google die. All right. Everyone can look at this here. I'm going to go ahead and roll first. We're going to see who the first pick is. The first pick in the New Year's Eve shows and runs draft will be Megan.
ooh.
The pressure.
I don't like
of
that we
is
can't see when the number
so
pops
horrible.
up. But
Second pick will be.
Oh my God.
Yeah, roll again because we rolled a 1. Second pick will be Young Rye. Third pick is gonna be JB,
I don't like this.
which means I have
Brian
got
getting the
turn
double
on
pick.
end.
I don't like it.
So we're gonna do a snake draft. You don't like it. You don't have to like it. You don't have
I'm
to
not
enjoy it.
gonna.
So we're going to do a snake draft format, which for everyone out there listening, snake draft means we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Meg is going to start with 1 pick.
Oh my
Ryan
God.
is going to get 1 pick. JB is going to get 1 pick. I will get 2 picks. JB will get 1 pick. Ryan will get 1 pick. Meg will get 2 picks, and we'll go in order like that. All right.
Justin, you see how they treat the guests on this podcast? We get the middle
The
ones.
dice
They
roll.
both get double picks every round.
You're still
all
going to be
gonna
able to pick all your 2017 shows that you
It's
like.
true.
Brian. It'll
Yeah,
work
I
out.
mean, it's fine. I'm gonna take the whole 2018 run. Yeah. All right.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. Meg has the first pick. I'll be honest. I think that there are about 16 different first picks here. So I'm curious to see
know.
how she's going to mess this one up, but your move, Meg.
Well, I am really, really torn because, in my opinion, there are 3 shows on this list that are 3 of the best shows that Phish has ever, that all could contend for the number 1 spot of the best shows that Phish has ever played. And I don't know which one is the best category to kind of nail down first. And I also think that if I decide to nail one of these down, I have a bit of a controversial pick that I feel like is gonna get your goat a bit, Brian, but this is really kind of like I feel like what I want to pick.
Oh boy.
Because
Starting out controversially. All right.
yeah, because I think it would be really easy to pick probably what everybody thinks is the best Phish show that they've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my favorite Phish show that they've ever played that I think is the best peak. And
Really
I
going for
have-
brevity here with pick one. I love it.
Really?
Okay, so sorry, I'm used to stretching these out a bit, but also I do want to just explain my thinking because Brian's going to accuse me of something here, and I just want to explain my thought process so we can show that it wasn't some sort of just weak attempt to take what he likes.
If you just want to take 1230.97, that's I understand it and I will accept it.
We know that's what she's taking.
We're like, let's just do it.
Rip the Band-Aid off, Megan.
I wasn't going to take that. Do you think I should?
I think you should.
You do?
What a play right here. I wasn't going to take it. No, but now I will.
The mind games.
The mind games. I think that. Yeah, I'm not going to take it because.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to tell you because that would include give you too much of my strategy away. I'm actually going to pick the show that I think is in the other category that I think you need to have one of two shows in. And I'm afraid that if I let it go, I'm not going to get picked for so long. And I think that the 1230 category is a little bit stacked. So I am going to pick for my first pick, the ultimate Phish peak. The first show that Phish played that was the absolute ultimate peak. It was such a great peak that they didn't even know what to do next. It was so great. And I'm picking 1231.95. Perfectly played classics, killer jams, flow for days, fun gag. The show has it all.
Yeah, I think that is the right first pick here. I think that there's certain other shows that would work in this category, but I think that ultimately that's the strongest overall New Year's show that the band has ever played, like traditional New Year's show, and that is the band at their absolute like strongest point. I think it's a good pick.
Thanks.
You guys
Thanks,
approve of that?
everybody.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's an okay.
You have
pick.
to have opinions on the drafts. It's an okay pick.
No,
yeah.
sorry. That is absolutely would have been my pick if you had taken the show that I'm about to choose. So
Nice.
That would have been my number one pick as well. I think that is the right call for number one. So Meg's kicking us off here with an extremely strong show, 1231.95, and now she will not pick for at least 10 picks. So let's all make sure that we get a bunch here that we really
holy
Well, I
shit.
know in revenge, Brian's going to
screwed.
make his two picks 1230.97 and 1230.19 somehow.
He would never pick 1230.19. He does not like
choice.
that show. He does not like that show.
that's
He's
No,
not
I know,
true.
but you do.
That's
He
Anyway,
not
doesn't
true.
like it.
I like
make my
that
pick?
show. You can make a pick. Ryan
all right,
is.
I'm going to be a lot
Listen to
faster
this
than
guy.
Megan. I'm going to say that
wow.
I'm going to take the show that she alluded to that a lot of people think is the best show that Phish has ever played. And I mean, this is one of those picks that to me, if it was on the table, like there are other shows that I maybe have more of an attachment to or would pick, but this is the kind of show. Okay, really? We're just going to let Neil do this and put every single one of his comments on the screen through this whole podcast? Great. This is the show that if it's
For the
still
record,
on the table,
hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
yep.
For the record, Neil said, because we have to, not everyone watches.
That's
this
true. That's true.
podcast. Neil Landry, Hall of Fame commenter, Hall of Fame Osiris podcaster, Hall of Fame music fan, Hall of Fame educator, Hall of Fame dad. The list goes
Love
We're
on.
not getting
Neil.
through this.
Just said that Ryan has never heard 1231.95, which look, why would he
It's
be lying
false.
about that? I don't know why he
Yeah,
would be
why would Neil lie about something like that? So anyway, as I was saying, this is the kind of show that if the pick comes to you and it's still on the board and you don't take it, I don't know what to tell you. So Big Cypress, 100%. That is my first round pick. Again, this is just a no-brainer for me and something that I like. Part of me really wanted to take Gamehenge just because of the fact that I was there and it's the greatest night of my entire life. But in a broader Phish context, Big Cypress being on the board means that I've got to take it.
And I'm assuming you mean night 2 and not night 1. Just
Sorry, yes, just to clarify, that
Yes,
is
Justin.
1231.99, not 1230. Thank you,
Dang.
Justin. Really appreciate that.
I saw a sliver of an opening.
Totally.
You did.
Yeah, you
Marking
didn't
Ryan
specify.
down for 1230.99
All right.
and just forcing him to take that. No, that's
Round one.
these are the two right calls. I don't know if I would have it's an interesting approach you guys are both taking here, because
You
there
take
are
the
some
big, you take the
categories
big
that
names first.
there are some categories here that need a little bit of love that you may struggle with when you only have one
100%.
pick every round. But you strategize how you want to. You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
I agree, but and I think by the time that you and Justin each have 2 picks here, by the time it gets back to me, I might have a much weaker other category. But I'm hoping that the strength of having Cypress, and I'm sure Megan feels the same about having 1231.95, is going to make up for whatever happens in the next number of picks.
You know
This is
what?
good.
Nobody needs to talk to me about draft strategy. Okay, guys? I'm good.
Whoa, listen to her.
But
This
that's
is the
Brian's
most
favorite sport.
This is the most aggressive we've started a draft. My goodness. All right,
It is.
JB. No,
Okay.
probably not.
I don't know if that's
J-
true, Brian. That's definitely not true.
JB is up. He's got one pick here. 1231.95 and 1231.99 are already
Can't
off the
wait.
board. What do you got, JB?
I am going to take a specimen show from a specimen year. You may recognize this show from its Rushmore tentpole jam early in
Brian's stressed
set
out.
2. And indeed, we're going December 30th, 1997.
Ooh.
Apologies, 1997. Apologies to Brian. I know you love this show.
And
Do.
me. Come on.
And Meg, this was your.
There are no friends
You were
in the
there.
draft.
You were in the room.
I was in this show. It's my favorite Phish show I've ever seen, ever in my entire life.
So can I
Yes.
claim?
Well,
every
thank
show that I
you.
was at?
Thank you for supporting how expertise of a selection this is.
It is.
But set 1 opens first Sneak and Sally since 1989. The Stash with Mike shining in set 1. That's a hallmark of a phenomenal show. Of course, the Rushmore Bag, the Spare Groove. Then it's peaky, then it's chill, then it's rocking. You get the whole 500 miles Harpua situation. Trey talking about the floor bouncing up and down. We've heard it a million times, but it stands the test of time. 1230.97. Thank you, please.
Yeah, that was it, Justin. Best Harpua of all time and the most thrilling Phish show I've ever been to. Best
Yeah,
encore.
that's the best Phish show that's ever been played, and the right pick here. I think that's either 1 or 2, just because you can go between categories here. So we've now got a 1231 and 1230 pick here going on. Great stuff, Justin. I would not have expected anything less from you. That was it. All right. So I've got 2 picks now, and I've got some interesting moves I can make. I'm going to solidify a big boy because it's important that I get one really big historical pick before I start picking a bunch of indie rock choices here.
Deep cut, Brinkman's deep cuts. We love them.
1985.
I wish that there was an 85 New Year's show. You know that. I am going to select in the 1230 category as well. This is a strong category, but I do want to make sure I have this show before Ryan or Megan have an opportunity to take it. Historically important here, I am going to go with 1230 1993 from the Worcester. No, not Worcester. That's the next night from Portland, Maine. This show is the spirit brother of 1230.97. This is one of those shows where the band gives you insight into who they are, into the lore of Fishdom. This is a show that was preceded by a blizzard drive from New Haven to Portland. The Farmer's Almanac write-ups about this show are some of my favorite things I've ever read historically about Phish. Locke Steele's write-up specifically, where he describes the fans yelling for Slave towards the end of the show after this really magical Mike's groove that happens. One of the best Mike songs I've ever heard. Great segue into the horse. And then towards the end of the show, they play the first East Coast Slave to the Traffic Light since the 1980s, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
1989. if he couldn't get any cooler, Neil Landry was in that
Neil was in
blizzard.
every single one
my
of these
God.
shows in the 90s, like just for the record.
I just love it. I love it. Every time I think I know enough to be like he's the coolest guy ever, he says something even cooler. What is it like to podcast with someone like that, Ryan? You know, just amazing stuff.
Unbelievable.
So 1230.93, that is going to be my first pick. And then I'm going to go to a category that desperately needs early picks. Otherwise, you are in a world of hurt trying to make some selections. By my count, there were only 3 shows worth selecting from this category. So we have 4 people here. I don't want to be the musical chairs guy, the odd guy out. So I am going to go to the random dates category. And I am going to initiate some 3.0 love here because they didn't play.
I want it known that I wasn't the first person to take a 3.0 show.
Seriously, that should
for the
definitely be noted.
It is noted. That's a good point. I love this show. I think that this show revealed a lot about where Phish was going as they moved into 2015, which is I still think the strongest year of the 3.0 era. And I think that this show feels like an early summer 2015 show. They had played an up and down New Year's Eve night in Miami, followed by 2 very up and down shows on January 1st and January 2nd. And then they came out on the final night of the run, January 3rd, and they played overall just a really fantastic first set, great song selection, extremely tight playing. And then this 25-minute Down with Disease in the second set that really showcased the communication that the band was starting to really discover during this period in time, the tightness, the melody that Trey was going to really be employing throughout summer 2015. You hear all of that as we move, or as we listen to this last show of the Miami New Year's Eve run, that reverse New Year's Eve run. I love this show. I still go back to this Disease.
Yeah.
And I think that if I'm going to get anything from this category, this is kind of what I got to get to hold myself down.
Fair.
Yeah, that Disease is great. I just listened to that this week. Good
So
stuff.
groovy. So groovy. A lot of organ. A lot of Paige just
Yeah,
being
that's
like,
true.
what do I do other than but still they make the most of it. You know, the man just didn't have any synthesizers and he needed them.
I mean, he had, one at the time. But I would just like to take a moment before he makes his next pick to appreciate the analog situation that Justin is working with over there. As always.
Yeah, this
we have
is looking
spreadsheets.
amazing.
Justin's got paper. It's amazing. If you're listening to this after the fact, go look on YouTube and just watch as Brian is talking. Justin is making notes, shuffling around pages. It's amazing. You can tell that he works on the news.
It's great.
Well, you can tell that some of us were born in 1980, and to get things into our brains,
That's right.
got to use a pen or a pencil.
On paper when I was alive. Okay.
Okay. Brian, that is Brinkman core to the nth degree to use that second pick in the entire draft to nail down that just totally afterthought random
I thought we
dates
learned
category.
our story when we talked about
I can't thank you.
I gotta
enough.
say,
I thought we
appreciate that,
learned
though.
this lesson, Brian. I thought we learned this lesson when it was at Albany that we learned that nobody cares about the random category.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the
cares.
shows there, and I even the 2 others that I would consider picking, I don't want to have those on my list. So
Well,
I
I'm
try
good
to go.
with one of them.
Okay.
I know you are because you value attendance bias more than almost
No,
anyone
it's
except for
not
Ryan.
true.
Cohen.
This is not true. I just
so-
picked 12/31/95 over 12/30/97.
All right.
That
That
is
was a
the
bold move.
epitome
All right.
That was
of
a bold
lack of
move.
attendance bias.
I like to have a very even distribution of quality to high quality shows. Some people like to go big or go home and then say, hey, I don't care about all the categories. I want to have, if I'm at a buffet, I'm just not going to only go after, the first item that I see. I want a little bit on my plate.
Right. Yeah. Hey, don't
Yeah.
fill up on steak or lobster at the buffet. Make sure you grab some bread, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I
All
love
right.
this.
If they have steak and lobster, they
Perfect.
probably have
That's-
really good rolls. Have you ever had a
Don't
really
forget
good
to-
warm roll?
Don't forget the
Whenever-
congealed mac
You're
and
not winning
cheese
this
over
one.
there in the corner.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch you guys do these drafts, and I feel like I've watched countless hours, I often think it would be fun to just get in there and take just a break stuff kind of approach. So I am going to utilize my wild card pick.
Whoa, whoa.
And
Already.
that is because I need to revisit the 30th of December, specifically a monster tweezer from the year 2019.
You
How
scared me.
dare you,
No!
Justin?
Look
How
at this
dare
guy.
you? How
Oh,
dare
look at this
you?
What a
guy.
relief.
You took it as
So
a wild card. Are you kidding me?
took
Oh.
it as a
dare
wild
you?
card because
How
it was
dare you?
I love the pick.
But it's not just about the tweezer. It's mostly about the tweezer, but you get a mic
No.
groove to open the
That's right.
show. Excuse me, I'm looking at 2017. You get a chocked full set one. You get a blaze on with the mind left body into bliss into pleasant little jammy section, a Karina, which they play more often than not during New Year's Eve runs. Interesting. And a Mike's
Yeah.
Groove to end set one. 35-minute epic tweezer. Just beautiful. What's happening at 20 minutes is like, holy smokes, I didn't know that Phish could still do this. And the rest is gravy. But this was the highlight of the 2019 New Year's Eve run, and it's in my stable as a wild card. So
There we go.
Oh my God, Justin, I can't believe it. Yeah, one of my favorite Phish shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And never forget that. It was on the floor for that tweezer. It was religious, to be honest.
I kind of
I'm
want
really impressed with this strategy here. Well
I
done.
kind of want to follow up Justin's approach and take the 12-30-19 tweezer in my jam category, but I'm not going
Do
to.
it. That's fine. Just do it. Just do it, Ryan.
I'm
I'm
not,
fine.
because
I don't need it. It's fine. I don't need it. I can still beat you.
I have no doubt about that. You win these drafts more often than anyone for a reason. But so when Justin started talking and he talked about this break stuff approach and that he was going back to 12:30, I was very worried that he was going to take my next pick.
Don't do it.
We are going to the greatest year of the 3.0 era.
Shit.
12:30-18 is my next pick. This show.
Are you
Oh
picking
my
this in the
God.
12:30 category?
my
just so you
God.
know?
Sorry, this is in
Damn
the
it.
12:30 category. We'll be taking 12:30-18.
Very good call.
Damn it.
Thank you. At this point, I was with 12:30. Basically, if 12:30-19 was still on the table, I wasn't going to pick this round. But with that off the table, I know that if I'm Megan right now and I'm looking at what's left,
A little bit screwed,
yeah, exactly. And I mean,
especially in the 12:30 category.
and I mean,
Oh
honestly,
my God.
now,
I love
Megan, you now have
12:30-18.
the luxury of getting to pick this category last. Oh, not
Yeah.
necessarily, because there's still wild cards.
There's wild
But
card stuff.
Regardless, this I think is the best remaining 12:30 that I want to pick. And
100%.
I mean, this show
this
is amazing.
It's incredible from front to back. You get unique slow alumni blues. I absolutely love this Mike's Groove Glide 2. Segue into Cross-Eyed, Weekapog coming back in the middle of in Tube. Second set that just does not quit. Jam of the Year winner, Everything's Right in this second set, which I disagree with, but it's phenomenal.
it was.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't think it should have won the bracket, but it won the bracket.
Ugh.
That's
The best
surprising.
tray. That's the best tray from 2019, 2018.
It's 2018, Brian. I know those years blend together for you, but
That's the best tray from 2018 and probably 2019. Now that you mention it.
2019, the bar is low. So yeah, 12:30-18 feels good to have a 2018 pick on my list.
First of many.
Megan,
This
What?
was also
First of
one
many.
First of
first of
many.
many. I'm going to take this whole run here. 12:31-18 will be my wild card pick. I wanted to get Cypress first.
I mean,
This is a great pick.
yeah, this
Thank
is one of my favorite Phish shows I've ever been to as well. It's a perfect set list.
I can't wait until
Energy.
I can't wait until people start picking things from 4.0 and I can do what Megan's doing now.
I mean,
and just
the
talk about how I was
energy
there.
when this show opened with Alumni Blues into Letter to Jimmy Page back in Alumni Blues, like people were just like so excited. I remember I had taken something from a woman in a Care Bear suit, and afterwards I was like, "Is this as good as it seems like it?" It was so much fun. The show was so awesome. Second set rules, bring back Cool Amber and Mercury. Awesome jams, great encore. Just really, I cry during Glide 2. Like it was just, this is bliss. Like it's beautiful. The show is amazing. And Billy breathes. Phish, will you play Billy breathes more? What is
Bliss.
happening?
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's a great call. I was
that
at
was my
Fix
next pick.
2012, and I think that 12/30/18 is probably the best show of 3.0. So, go figure. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Great pick, Ryan. And way to just, I love how you guys have approached tactically just cornering Meg out of 12:30 shows. Really, really good stuff.
Megan, I apologize. It's actually Justin's fault. I wasn't going to take 12:30 yet, but he forced my hand.
It's fine. It's fine. I still feel strong about
You make
things
a
I can
bold
get.
chase. You make a bold choice, and you still have to hide behind someone else so that you don't get yelled at by Meg. Come on.
I don't think this was that bold.
Oh my God. No, I appreciate everybody thinking about me and then taking my favorite shows. I feel this is what Brian must feel like when he drafts. I get it, Brian. Now I feel for you. Is it my turn?
It's your turn, Meg.
You get 2 now.
We're now filibustering. Okay. You get 2 turns.
Okay, great. Okay, so I can't believe this is still on the table. And maybe people will disagree with this, but I think that I have to have this show because it has one of the greatest Phish jams of all time in it. I got to have 12/29/94 Providence on my list because this is one of the greatest Phish jams of all time in the Providence Bowie, as we know. We also have just, this really cool opener, Runaway Jam into Foam, this really great segue. We've got really fun, just holiday vibes during this whole show.
You don't have to pretend that the rest of this show is that good. This show is about the Bowie.
It's about the Bowie.
It's fall 94, so it's amazing. But this show is only the status that it is because of the Bowie. Runaway Jim Foam was played 800 times in 1994.
I know, but I like this show.
The man's making a good point, but let her go on. Keep going on because there's no take backs. It's already on the screen.
There's no take backs. I'm down with this.
But
I think that this is one of the most important Phish shows with one of the biggest jams of all time in one of the biggest tours of Phish. And I think that it's important to have. Yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and pick 2024 if you want. It's fine.
I might just do that. By the way, I'm wearing a shirt from the same venue.
Oh, Goose.
Yeah, I was at there this weekend. Brian and I were there. It was so fun. It was amazing to be in that room.
Moment. Yeah. Also, another Neil is cool moment. He was on the rail for the Providence Bowie.
He was. Every time he's got a way to one up us all.
My God.
That's cool that Goose was there. Good on those guys,
It was fun. It was a fun party.
Would have been cooler if they had tried to match what Phish did in 1994, but we can't have everything.
True. Rick doesn't like to drool into his mic.
They did play a song that they opened the second show with that had some
Lassie in
it, and I was like, is this a nod? That would be cool. But then they probably should have jammed if they really wanted to make a nod to it.
That is the key here.
Yeah.
All right, so 12/29/94 based on one jam. What do you got next, Mike?
Oh my gosh, right. I'm happy with that pick, just so you know. I mean, it's better than picking like a 2015 show in your first round, but that's fine. It's fine. Classic.
I don't got to worry about
Phish.
random dates anymore. I can enjoy.
Random dates. Who cares?
Just for the record, I ranked 8 12/29 shows, and I did not have 1994 on that list. But anyway, go on.
Okay, Brian. Okay, thank you very much. I also didn't have a 2015 show on my list either, so
neither did
equal.
I.
It's fair. It's all fair. I'm trying to decide if I want to go to. I'm like making fun of Brian's strategy, but I'm like, do I want to go to the random dates category?
It's kind of a bleak one. It's tough.
It's a bleak one.
You really don't want to end up with a couple of these. I'll tell you what.
I listened through them all. You don't want to end up with them. I think I'm going to pick I am going to pick probably a show that I was at, which is
shocking.
What I don't have any shows that I was at so far on my list, just FYI. So you can say shocking.
What category?
I don't have
What category are you picking him?
I mean, let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm going to go random show. I'm going to go with a show that I was at, and it was an interesting time for me because I had a baby very recently and I hadn't been to a lot of Phish, and I was going to see Phish and I was a bit overserved because I was really excited to be there. But I'm going with 1/1/2011, MSG, really heartfelt Divided Sky, Round Room Bust At, Brian, that's for you. Perfect set listing set to Killer Simple. And actually, this is hilarious that I'm saying this, but a really great Makasupa Policeman. So there you go.
Really great. Really
It's
great.
actually really good.
Yeah, no, I'm being totally sincere. That's an awesome Makasupa with a crazy little ambient gem in there.
Hell yeah.
That is the show that made it seem like maybe Phish should expand the New Year's Eve run and always do a 2011 show or a New Year's Day
1st.
show. That is what a pleasure that show was after a really uptight, not very fun 12:30 show, a 12:31 that is remembered for probably the most overrated jam in the band's history. And then they just came in on New Year's Day and people were just like, let's just chill. There's no stakes involved here. And they played a great show.
Let's
so
have
fun.
a My Soul opener and let's just see what happens the rest of the show.
Oh,
You had to.
12:30.
You had to,
This
man.
guy, he's just sitting over there in silence and he comes in here with these
Throwing
just
them.
like,
I mean,
he's just throwing it.
unbelievable.
He's been taking notes. He's been taking notes from Neil's group chat behavior. Really.
he knows what to do. He knows what to do.
Brian,
I
didn't
love
you
it.
threaten bodily harm on anybody who picked the most overrated jam in Phish history before you?
I threatened cutoff of communications going forward. So
Yes,
if someone
yes.
decides to do
Yes.
that,
Yes.
we won't communicate anymore because
Got
not
it.
because I want that jam, because none of you should want that jam. Come on.
I see. Okay. That makes more sense now. I got it.
All right.
All right. So Meg's got 1/1/11 for her random dates, which I would say that's give or take, that's the second or third best random date show. So well done. See, now you don't have to worry about that. And one of these two guys are going to be stuck with something that they don't want. I
A
promise
big
you.
stinker, a big egg.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's what
All
you
right.
think.
Hey.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm trying to decide whether being stuck with something from Hampton 03 is that bad. And whether, like, could it
There's
get worse?
one show, Hampton 03, I would select, but
Yeah,
I would not.
I think there are two shows left in this category that I would take, and I'm reasonably sure nobody's going to take either of them as their wild card pick. So I'm going to save that category for a little bit later. I am going to go for a category that I think, for me at least, and I know there are some amazing shows, but for me at least, there's one that I really want from this category, and I don't want anyone else to have it. I'm going to take 12/28/23. Going to break the 4.0 seal here. I absolutely adore this show. This huge wave of hope in the second set, the mics, the simple. I just remember being at this show and just thinking the band was, really amazing. And I think that was the 29th was the 30th, that run. But and the gin in this show, incredible. 4-song encore. I remember I was on my way up from my seat as Weekapog was ending, and then they started playing Santos, and I was like, oh, guess I'm not leaving yet. And I know that's not a glowing review for a lot of people for this show, but there are a handful of really incredible jams in this show, and for me, I wanted a 4.0 pick, and this is my 4.0 pick here.
That's the one you went with.
Yeah,
Listen,
I don't know.
you know what?
Howling to
I have
open
plans-
set 2.
I have
don't know.
plans in other categories.
I'm trying to. I'm remembering now.
Brian, I think this show is more well-rounded than 12/29/94 is. So there's more than
I
one
would
track
argue,
to listen back to.
Oh, okay,
I would agree-
okay,
I would agree
okay, Brian.
well-rounded.
Okay,
Yeah,
Brian.
I would agree. I think, well, it's we all make our picks. I picked 4 shows for 12/28, and this was not on that list. It is a good wave of hope.
Same.
You are absolutely right. It's a great wave of hope that does a really interesting thing in the middle of the second set where it segues directly into Rift.
In hindsight, I actually didn't mean to take this in this round, and I got ahead of myself. But
Oh,
I'm going to stick with
it
it.
happened! We broke him. Look at it.
Well, I mean, I got
needs to have
distracted. I was looking at the
reverb.
categories, and I took my eye off the ball,
seconds.
and it's
Ryan's
my
it's
God,
over
corner
now.
that's
has been
hilarious.
broken by a drought.
It's over
no,
now.
I get it. I totally get it. I just want to read for the listeners out there the first set. No Man in No Man's Land, comma, Haley's Comet,
Comma.
By the
Carrot.
comma.
Sample in a Jar, comma, Runaway Jim, comma, Bouncing Around the Room, comma, Axel Part 2, Little Carrot, Funky Bitch, comma, Gin into Ghost.
The gin
now I
is
will-
phenomenal.
The
Played
Gin's great.
100 songs in
Gin's
that set.
That is like, that's one of those first sets that kicks off a 12:28 show that you're like, okay, it's going to take maybe another set or two for us to get into holiday.
I was
mode.
reasonably
But-
sure in the middle of that gin that it was going to be good. I guess I overestimated how much. Well, I don't think this Wave of Hope is just good.
Thank you,
Whatever.
Neil.
This
Thank
was going to
you,
happen
Neil.
eventually.
I
This
love
was going to
this.
happen eventually. But I guess I overestimated how much people like this show. But I'm sticking with it. I love this show.
Well, you
I
have no
was
choice
there.
now.
Well,
You gotta
exactly.
stick
I
with
picked
what
it.
you like. You gotta stick
Um,
with what you like, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, of all the 1228 shows, the one that you picked was the fourth on my list.
There you go.
so-
It made your list. I'll
It wasn't
take
It
even
made
on my
my
list. I
list.
have 6.
No,
and
I
it wasn't
made a
on my
big
list.
mistake here. I will own that. And I'm going to pay for it. But, that's.
Neil
talk more
is
about this
just losing
later.
it right now. Is there any way I can call in to berate Ryan, or is this going to have to wait for the show to be over?
We should
You know,
have just
we
had
will.
Neil on as like peanut gallery.
Totally.
We will start implementing call-in specials on the next draft. So, and Ryan, that pick solidifies you as a future draft contestant. So well done. We're
Yeah,
welcome to
it's
have
so
you.
true.
Everybody
It's
chokes
so true.
eventually. That's good. I'm glad.
All right. Hey, let's
Well,
let's
speaking
move
of
on
people
to
who aren't gonna
let's move
choke.
on to a good pick here.
Yeah,
shall
there
we?
we go.
Hey, how about that?
Okay.
There we go.
All
All right. So
Baby.
So remind me, Thanksgiving is about being thankful. Christmas is about,
Did you write these jokes down in advance?
no, I'm
He's a
I'm a
professional
professional,
Yeah.
ad
TV
libber.
personality, yeah.
Thanksgiving, thankful, Christmas, giving, appreciation. What is New Year's Eve about again? I forget. Is it a serious
Gluttony.
holiday, or is it about just like having
Gluttony.
a ton of fun?
Let's go
Uns-
party,
It's a vibe
Justin.
holiday.
Let's
the
go
uns.
party. Okay, so I'm going to go with the New Year's Eve show, and this show is like a party tent, and it's a humongous party tent. It's held up by some really big jams, and as far as pound for pound fun, no one was having a better time than Phish in Miami in 2003 on December 31st. And
I
you'll
like the
say,
pick.
well, sir,
Hmm.
that's the show where they're singing Jungle Boogie, and like sure, you might think that's an insane pick. That's like a grimy gutter sort of like 2.0 selection. I would urge you to take a look at 12/31/03. This is a top shelf show from start to finish. Set 1, Mike's Groove, You Enjoy Myself, finishing the Wilson in the Tube from the night before, whatever. Set 2, that's Stash, 24 minutes, incredible.
It's a very
This
good
is an
stash.
incredible,
I love that stash.
incredible jam.
I love that stash.
From synths to spacey to gorgeous to peaky back to stash. And then you've got Jungle Boogie, the whole marching band emerging from a car. You do this weird Auld Lang Syne into Iron Man. Each of those is about a minute because that's Trey's attention span at that point in time. And then a 22-minute Runaway Jim that is just a perfect exemplar of what the band was doing when they were at their strength in 2.0 to me. So you get this huge Runaway Jim jam. Reba is gorgeous. And then, because they've been having fun all night, some just off the chain Fishman, Trey antics, feel my heat. No one is having more fun than Phish and the whole crowd on 12/31/2003. And that's why I think this is a very, very excellent pick.
I would argue
Wow.
that the person having the most fun at that show was whoever was selling drugs to the band.
Seriously. I
They
have
walked
to,
away.
I have to,
They made a lot of money that night.
yeah, I'm loving these 2.0 and 3.0 picks from Justin and Brian tonight. This is good. This is good for my list.
I want to
I like this
comment
hot
here.
take from
the incredible-
Ed-R3H in the chat.
We're going to read that here in 1 second.
Okay.
The program, our producer got in my ears and said we have to highlight the Incredible Perp, because whenever someone has a story like this, we have to highlight them, especially if it's the Incredible Perp. He drove 3,000 miles from Washington State on a motorcycle to get to that run. So effing good. That is
Wow.
That is
That's he's so
dedication. I
cool.
love that.
Perp, you're so cool.
Ed-R3H says that his hot take is that 2003 is the only New Year's Eve run where they got worse every night. I don't disagree with that, and yet I still love 12/31 2003, particularly that stash. That gym feels very Coventry-esque. Like the fun you're describing is the too much fun that the band would
Totally.
ultimately have that would lead to them breaking up. But this run is where the seediness, the griminess, the let's stay up until 4:00 in the morning every night and just like throw anything at the wall and see what happens. That all peaks in 2.0 on this run.
It's kind of like when you're in a car going over like a sharp hill and you have that moment where you crest of weightlessness, where we have all the goods from a fantastic year that is 2003. And we're looking forward to having way too much fun in 2004 and all the problems that that's going to contain. But this is like the inflection point of 2.0. It's just the perfect, like, best of both worlds. You take the good and the bad. But again, on paper, this is a beefy show with a lot to offer.
It's a beefy show. I would agree.
Beefy.
That stash. Can we talk about that stash again? My goodness.
So
It's
good.
one of my favorite jams from the whole year.
Yeah, I just
Same.
listened to that again this week twice. I was like,
So
this is
quiet.
so good. Yeah.
And let's give it up for the Chalk Dust Slave Chalk Dust. Like somehow that works. Beautiful 7 Below as well in the second set. Just amazing stuff. All right. I got 2 picks now.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
And
2.
I
I'm scared.
think I know what I'm going to do here.
I'm so screwed. I feel like now.
So I've already got my 12:30 pick. That is, I think, the best Phish date ever. And I would have preferred to have 12:30:97, but I'm very pleased with 12:30:93. Thank you for that, guys. I'm going to go one night earlier to a night that when it clicks, it has the potential to be stronger than 12:30, and in recent years has been stronger than 12:30. We had that run during the mid 2010s where every 12:30 show was just magic. Since 2022, 12:29 has really taken the reign. But I'm not going to go with a new show. I'm just kind of saving a newer show for later. I'm going to go with one of my favorite Phish shows of all time. A Phish show that has a second set that if you read it on paper to a noob, they may be like, that's a lot of songs, man. But like, if you know, you know. This is Phish at similar to 12:30, similar to 12:30:93, similar to 12:30:97. This is Phish dipping into the lore. This is what the New Year's Eve run is all about for me. This is 12/29/1995, a show that has a very excellent, in the way that 1995 could offer a very excellent standard first set of My Friend, Poor Heart, Disease, Taste, NICU, Stash, Fluffhead, Llama, Sweet Outta Line. It's really about the second set here that flows, goes through emotion, gives us a peek back at this band as they were just in their infancy and what would lead to where they were at this point in time when Mike's bass instructor, Jim Stinnett, comes out and plays a jam with them. But it's really all about the gin, real me gin, the real gin, as we call it. Great Makasupa with Stink Stank Stunk as the code word here.
Highlighted Makasupa on this draft.
Seriously.
Second highlight
Who
of Makasupa this draft.
Who knew? This is such a good song.
The real gin, which is just that is as 1995 Phish coded as it gets. The chords, the aggression, the way Trey is yelling in The Real Me, the way they come back into gin and it suddenly gets all experimental, that fading into McGrupp, fading into Big Black Furry Creature from Mars, which is where Jim Stinnett comes out, and then a LaGrange Bouncing Fire to
LaGrange.
close it out.
Bring it back.
This is some magical stuff here from Phish. One of my favorite shows ever. A show that we need to have released. What is going on? I don't understand. I don't like it. We need to have this show in official soundboard quality for everyone.
Why do we not have a Worcester box set of this year? Like, come on. We should have like all of the best Worcester shows released from all the years.
That would be a great
there.
box set. I would be very into that box set. Ryan, have you heard this show? I just want to confirm.
Yes, I've heard this show. Thank you. Thank you for checking.
Unreal.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So that's my 1229 show. I feel all right. I am going to ECW2 says this is the type of show that makes me angry when they release a 91 show.
Yeah.
I'm very much for the band representing the like 87 to 92 period, but there are still really incredible shows that have not yet been released from the peak years that I feel like we need the band to spend a little bit more time on. So
don't worry, the next archival release or the next live bait is going to be a selection from the late 80s. Kevin Shapiro hit Brian up for that. It will be highlighted by several versions of Whipping Post that are the greatest jams the band has ever played.
Oh my God.
I mean, you listen to an 87 Whipping Post and you just can hear the foundations.
And you just want to listen to later Phish.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm a little bit of a historian. I don't know if you know that. All right. So I am debating my next move here.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Let me just look at this really quickly because there's a move I could make where I could really.
Maybe you want to dip back into the random dates category for your wild card, Brian. Really sticking to us.
way to be. No, I've got plenty of options for my wild card at this point in time. And Ryan did me a great service by selecting a show that was not even on my radar for 1228. So I'm good. I've got 4 options there. New Year's Eve, you guys have all taken. I can do that whenever I want to. I think I'm going to kick off the jam wild card here. And I am between 3 jams. I know what the right pick is. Okay. But I kind of want to do, I want to do a me pick, I think, but I don't know if this is the right category.
Do it, Brian. Do it.
Because if I select correctly here, I get, the accolades of the community,
the fame,
and I get the accolades
and the victory.
Yeah.
But who wants
that comes with it?
Who wants that? Everyone wants to be low key in the shadows, making the right choices.
Megan, correct me if I'm wrong. Does Brian ever won a draft?
Yes, Brian won the Tweezer draft.
Won the Tweezer draft. I won one draft. So everyone knows which draft it is because I won one draft.
Okay. I think you should have won another one too, but the vote was off. Yeah.
There were a couple drafts where strategically someone took my number 1 pick, and I had to deal with it as a result of that.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that one.
Which one? There were like 6 of those.
Sorry for opening this can of worms. Brian,
so
what's your
not
pick?
True.
So
Brian
I
owns
have
certain jams and shows. It's
1,
amazing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 tier 1 holiday jams.
Okay.
So I can't really go wrong here, but I do think I can go right, and I shouldn't really be belaboring the point here. My jam wild card is going to be the only thing you should be picking from 12/29/94, which is the David Bowie. Glad for Meg that she got the show.
Me
I am
too.
glad to have gotten the best 35 minutes of the show. Begins with a
I
Dig
have
the
those
Delay
35
Loop
minutes
jam.
as well, just so you know, on my list.
It's into a very tight, very fast, very aggressive version of David Bowie, which then dips out into Eternal Space. Beautiful hood segment, Demons, Lassie. There's so much in this jam. I still remember the first time. Do it now. I still remember the first time I ever heard this jam. I was on a break from my summer job, in high school, and they had just released Live Phish 20, and every person on PT was like, "You have to listen to this jam. If you've never listened to it, you're a total eternal noob. You don't get Phish." And I was like, okay. And I got scared at lunch. Like, I was listening with my headphones on, eating a ham sandwich, terrified, like peeing my pants, terrified. And then every story I read about people was like, I took my buddy, he ate a little bit too much acid, and this show or this jam completely changed his life. Not this show, the jam completely changed his life. So I think this is one of the best Phish jams of all time. Our eternal co-host RJB has this as the number one Phish jam. So this is our RJ nod here.
Yeah. This is not an indie rock pick, just FYI.
Yeah,
this is an extremely
I know you
classic
kind
rock
of prefaced
pick on my
like
behalf.
that. Okay. I just want to make sure.
I feel happy to get the big pick here. I'm very glad to have this.
No,
So,
this is like being on classic rock radio and choosing Freebird. Like,
not at all.
No. This is
like choosing
not a good analogy.
It's like choosing half of Freebird, Ryan, because Brian and Meg get to
true.
split custody of the Providence. Ryan will get it every other weekend, and then Megan will have to try.
I'll get it.
ECW2 says that it's genuinely impressive that you still have anything to say about 12/29/94. Not even talking shit. It's a talent. He's right. Yeah, they're right. That's something that
I will say. Yeah. Just to puff that choice up, Brian. Of course we listened to it in the preparation here, and you think of the crazy Lassie, eerie, dark, evil section, but man, the middle of that Bowie soars in a way that's so typical of fall 94, but like the best of the best of fall 94 jams. It is incredible.
I think this is the most narrative jam they've ever played. It is, to me, the perfect Journey jam. Like, it's the ultimate Journey jam. I listened to it again too, and I was like, this is, I think, what all other jams would strive to be if they could be. Yeah.
Neil and I were talking about this the other day, about how that middle section is Hollywood Nights, by the way.
I can see
basically
that.
Hollywood Nights.
This is and Neil commented on it. There we go. The Hollywood Nights. This is when I was talking about the lore and the magic of a New Year's Eve run, it's all kind of embodied in this jam, because like Justin was just saying, the man takes so many notes. He just says everything he makes the best points as a result of this. You take fall 94 and you just condense it into 135-minute jam over New Year's Eve. And it is the Providence Bowie. Just incredible stuff. All right. Before we go back to JB, I want to give everyone a quick update of where we're at this point in time. And then we're going to take a quick commercial break for everyone listening at home. Everyone watching us is just going to watch us sit in silence, which is the coolest part about this podcast. So really quickly, Meg currently has I have 4 picks. Everyone else has 3 picks right now. Meg has the 12/29/94 the full show for her 12/29 pick. No 12/30 yet. 12/31/95. That's a good one. And 1/1/11 for her random dates. Ryan Storm has 12/28/23. Do I have that right? That can't be correct. That's 12/28/23. No, you can't. For 12/28, he has 12/30/18 for his 12/30 pick, and 12/31/99. Pretty big show. Quite a classic rock pick for 12/31.
I didn't mean that in a bad way when I said that to you, by the way.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
Okay.
JB's got 12/30/97 for 12/30. 12/31/03 for 12/31, and the stab in the back greatest pick of the afternoon so far, 12/30/19 in wildcard show. And then I've got 12/29/95 and 12/29, 12/30/93 and 12/30, 1/3/15 God tier random show in random dates.
As God tiers again.
You don't get to read everybody's picks and comment on them as you do it. And I have to say,
you want to host this show?
No, but what the funniest thing about this is that I thought I was going to have to worry about Brian and Ryan, and it's actually Justin, the person that I wanted on this show, that I'm worried about this evening.
Sorry, you brought Justin on because you thought he wasn't going to win? Justin is the most prepared person I've ever
I knew he was going to be totally
band.
prepared. I know. I knew he was going to be intense, but I like the challenge, but I didn't think he was going to come for me. But
I thought
there's no one more prepared with
Yeah.
notes on a deep tier 4/ potential honorable mention jam than
Yep.
Justin.
100%.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I knew
As
it was going to be risky
ECW,
for me.
Now,
I
that
knew it
was
was
a
going
good
to be
time.
risky for me.
While we're complimenting Justin, if you like Eggy, please go listen to Justin talk about Eggy. Best guy
Yes.
around.
Oh,
Vice or
Vice or
Virtue
Virtue.
podcast.
and Eggy
Vice or
Pod.
Virtue podcast. It's a great entry point and deep dive into Eggy.
Yeah.
If you are just getting into them, or if you are a super fan, it is, dare I say, the best Eggy podcast out there. Just
It
amazing
absolutely
stuff.
is.
It really is.
Thanks.
And with that, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We will be back with the remainder of a very contentious, although some people are making it contentious by falling on their faces, holiday Phish shows and jams run.
One bad pick.
All right, we
You're
are
not
back.
falling on your face, Rye. Don't worry.
Nah, he's good.
I
We're just-
tripped. I can trip again and fall on my face, but I think I have room to recover.
Totally. Yeah, you've got it. We believe in
You
you.
got this, bud. All right, JB, you are up with your 4th round pick. What you got? You got a lot of
All right. Hey,
options.
guys, best month in Phish history. What is it again?
December 95.
Thank you, young
December
Ryan.
95. There you go.
I am going to go to December
no.
28th,
No.
1995 to Worcester.
Shit.
This is a very, very good show from the very, very best month in Phish history. And I think everyone listening, even if they're familiar with this jam, is probably sleeping on this jam a little bit. An
Yes.
epic set to tweezer, 22 minutes, but we have the loose summer 95. Oh, but it's December 95 vocal influenced antics in this tweezer jam early. And then rhythmic Trey loading the spring, but he's learned patience. He's going to let Mike do his thing, and Mike cooks up these moody melodies. And then Trey's like, I got to get mine. So then he leads the jam to a powerful stormy peak. This Worcester 12/28/95 tweezer in and of itself would make this selection, I think, top shelf. But you also get a melt opener. That doesn't happen every day in set one. Sure, there are a couple of PA problems in Rift. That's not the band's fault. But this is just an incredible jam in what is a very, very strong show. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming to
I'm
my TED Talk.
pretty mad about this because I was just hoping that they'd come back to me so I could get this, because I never should have posted about this jam this week. That was a huge mistake on my part.
Yeah, because that's how Justin figured it out.
No,
It
I'm
wasn't
just
his
saying
research.
this tweezer, like, it's so ahead of its time. There's a section like halfway in the middle that you cannot believe that's 1995. Like, it is so modern sounding, and I could not believe it when I listened to it, because I haven't listened to it in a really long time, and it just completely blew me away. It sounds like contemporary Phish in a way that stands out. It's so unbelievable. I love this tweezer, and I'm so glad that it's on Live Bait Volume 7. And yeah, I mean, what a great show. This timber dark jam, and yeah, you've got Mike playing like part of the bass jam. It's good stuff. Really good stuff.
All right.
Thank you for the support.
With this show, with
Pretty
this
pissed.
show, we now have 3 of the 4 nights of 1995 represented.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
good.
makes sense.
Which makes a lot of sense. Whenever
Yeah.
I think of what Phish is during the holiday run, I often think of 1995. So this is some
Yeah.
high level, high octane Phish. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
is it
Can
ever
we
going to be
not-
my turn again?
So
ever?
I made one
don't
bad
know.
pick.
When
I
is it
made
my
one
turn
bad
again?
pick, and
25
suddenly
minutes ago.
Suddenly everybody has forgotten that I have Big Cypress in 12/30/18. So I would just like to illustrate that,
It's true.
So I took my token 1.0 pick. So obviously the rest of my picks are going to be 3.0 and 4.0.
Perfect.
I'm
for
just
me.
kidding. Megan's going to be really upset at me, but I can't believe it's still on the board. I'm taking 12/29/97 for my 12/29 pick. Yeah, I'm surprised this has made it this long. But I mean, this show, I like this show more than 12/30. I'm going to say it as a full show. We had this argument earlier, and patented Ryan Storm Phish take. I don't think 12/30 is all that it's cracked up to be beyond a really, really long show. The
Oh my
bag
God.
is overrated. The hood meanders for.
Sorry, Ryan's mics just suddenly went out. I don't know what happened there.
Let me speak. Let me say my bad takes. The hood gets ripcorded into my soul. Of all things, Brian. Of all things. How can you
Ryan,
allow
if that's
this?
what you're picking, if that's what you're thinking about on 12/30/97, you just really don't get it. Like there
I'm
is
not a vibes
that
guy,
show is so
Megan.
thrilling. It's
I'm
not
not a vibes guy.
vibes. It is an absolutely thrilling night of Phish where you never
Yeah.
knew what was going to happen. You never knew. They
It's true.
played the
I would not have
beginning of
predicted a ripcord into my soul at minute 20 of a Harry Hood.
I can't even. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. Somebody else can talk to him about this.
So
Well, I already said my
1229.
point. I already said my point.
1229, on the other hand, you get there's a crossroads in the first set, incredible theme. Fall 97, extended, funked out antelope.
Very cool
Really great
antelope.
disease, Bowie, Possum. I Can't Turn You Loose, Possum. I Can't Turn You Loose, one of the greatest tubes the band has ever played, and a Yem. I love this show a lot. For all of my scorn and that I pile upon Fall 97, I do love this show, and I'm happy to have it on my team. I'm sure it would be one of those picks that if it were a person and got drafted by me, it would be sad about getting drafted, but I don't care.
I just want to applaud you. This is now your third pick that I just didn't have on my list. So well done. Second pick.
Yeah, I was going to say my first two picks you absolutely had on your list.
This is, I loved the approach that they took when they released both this and 1230 because I do think that they complement each other very nicely. This is the 97, let's lean into the funk groove jamming. 1230 is the let's, bathe in what it means to be a Phish fan, what the lore is around this band. There's those two things. That yin and yang is very, very important.
When I wake
think
up.
in a great multi-run. I mean, if you don't start crying when they start singing Hannibal Lecter, I don't know what's wrong with you. But like when you hear the friendship between Tom and Trey on that stage,
I love
as
it.
they're both
32,
33 years old, realizing like, hey, we've made it. We've really made it. And then they start singing Hannibal Lecter back and forth at each other. I don't know what to say.
Are you confusing this with 12/31/95? I thought that was the moment where they made it.
Well, there's a lot of moments where they made it, but the fact that
12/30/97 is not that moment, man.
That level of inside joke.
I would say The Great Went is a moment from 97, even more.
Combined with jamming, combined with rarities, combined with bust outs, combined with rule breaking, combined with segues. I mean, it's just, but 12/29/97, respectable pick. I don't personally agree with it, but respectable pick.
Sometimes there's a downside to Brian steering the discussion because he gets to lead with something like, well, I didn't have it on my rankings. I guess.
Just hypothetically, if I were hosting this podcast, Ryan, I'd also say, wow, 12/29/97, not in my top 4 of possible 12/29 choices, but I'm sure
wasn't in mine either.
It was on the list.
Great.
I just didn't know.
I'm on fire here.
Well, I mean, how can you turn down a mid-set 2 Possum into I Can't Turn You Loose? I understand where you're coming from.
I thought we were picking based on things that were fun. You guys have all made very fun picks.
Bands,
you did pick 2003, Justin. I don't know.
Whatever.
I made that choice mentally at like 6 a.m. as the sun was coming up.
Last
and the party
time,
was just,
the party was starting.
This is the last time I pick something from 1.0. I'm going back to what I know after this.
This is it. You have to have a strategy.
You got to do what you know.
I do just want to alert everyone we are at we have 40 minutes left before one of us, Ryan, has to go pick up his children. So we need to move a little bit more quickly here. We can't keep picking these shows that require us to lecture you on why you shouldn't have picked these shows. Pick better here, Ryan. Come on.
Sorry.
You're doing great.
You're doing an excellent job, and you are.
I don't need the encouragement. You don't have to sugarcoat it. Okay.
Fair. Meg, go on. I won't say anything more nice. Don't worry.
Make your 2 picks.
Do I have 2 picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 picks. You got a lot of work to do.
First of all, I'm happy with my list so far, just so you know. Very happy. And I'm happy with this next pick too.
Good.
It's my second choice in this category, and maybe some of you have 3.0 choices that you think are better, but I love this show, and I think I'm psyched to have it on my list. I'm going to go with 12/28/98 MSG for my 12/28 category. Really great stash. This taste is awesome. The way that Trey waits, he had this huge patience moment before his solo. We've got an acoustic set within a set. Sleep, Albuquerque, and Driver. Set 2 opens with an absolutely amazing Carini into Wolfman's on Live Bait Volume 13. Just awesome jams.
That's a good choice. That was definitely on my short list for the 28th. I will say that, and to be complimentary, Meg, don't get nervous. That Wolfman's, the fact that they like get weird and spend some time in that space and then get even weirder, like toward the tail end of that jam, they were just like doing their own thing in 98, and respect to the band for doing what they wanted to do.
I love 98 Phish.
I'm just blown away that you guys have already made 3 picks and only one of them for 12/28, and only one of them was on my list. This is a great underrated pick. Nice call, Meg. The acoustic set is really, really nice. This was the show where they had the stage actually set up for a 4-night theatrical experience, and then it kind of faded. Really fun little statistic there for Phish. That Carini Wolfman's, they released that on Live Bait, I believe, for the Baker's Dozen, and that is some of the best 98 jamming. That's really, really good stuff. Not what I would have picked, but very respectable 12/28 pick.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
This was on my list, and that's all.
You just were drawn to 2023.
Yeah.
I get it.
What can I say?
This guy, the arrogance in the text threads this morning about how he was going to perform in drafts, and then he makes
just
one
for the record,
pick,
most of my text today was I'm only picking 2017 or later.
That's fair.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, you have.
All right, Meg, you got another pick here. What are you going with?
Well, I'm going to do something that I want to do, and that you are all going to think it's like very, it's expected. And I know a lot of you don't agree with me about this, but I really do think one of the absolute best jams that Phish has ever played on a holiday run is 12/30/19 Tweezer. And I want that as my jam. And everybody can just, if you don't agree with me and you think it's a bad jam, you don't have to vote for me.
Who thinks it's a bad jam?
Or if you don't think it's as good as another one, there are other jams that I know people love more, but this is on that list. Out of those jams, this is the one I return to the most. And I think it's the closest narrative jam to something like the Providence Bowie. And it has all the elements that I want in a jam. And I've talked at length on this podcast about this jam, so I'm not going to do that. But I love this jam, and I'm sure maybe this will tank my draft, but it has to be on my list, and I'm happy about that.
I'm shocked at you talking about this in a way that makes it seem like this isn't an absolute pantheon level Phish jam.
Well, it's because Brian beats me down about this all the time.
Well, first of all, we make fun of you because in drafts, 12/30/19 is just your thing.
Because it's an epic show, as Justin Bruce
it's my
will
thing
tell
today.
You.
Yeah,
Sorry. It's what Justin Bruce will tell you. It is, and he took it. Was that your second pick in this draft? Like, this is an epic show and an epic jam, and I want it on my list. And thank you. You're right, Ryan.
3.0, 4.0 is my thing. I get made fun of for it, and I keep going.
I need to do the stats on how many times Meg has picked 12/30/19. If you listen to our top 25 shows of the century draft, you will note that we talked about 25 shows, but actually 26, because Meg turned the conversation about Alpine 2019 into a conversation about 12/30/19.
You're welcome. I mean, look, don't you want to divert that conversation? Come on.
Look, I have
no. It's not Alpine 22. Brian,
that's true. 19.
About 22.
You're talking about Ruby Waves. Sorry.
Yeah. This I think this is the 7th best New Year's Eve run jam the band has ever played. I get all this hate that I don't like this jam. I am properly critical about elements of this jam. The first 20 minutes are pretty standard. The last 7 minutes are unlistenable from a jamming standpoint.
What are you
What?
talking
Sorry,
about?
back up.
Justin, show me that face again. Like, come on,
Yeah.
Brian.
I don't
Unlistenable?
I don't really need a jam to end in charge. I don't know. Maybe
That's
maybe
7
you
minutes.
guys
That's the
do.
last 90 seconds.
It's literally
Fine,
like a
90
minute.
seconds. My point, though,
That's very different from 7 minutes.
the reason why it's a top 7 New Year's Eve run jam of all time is that the 7 minutes in the middle are some of the most perfect, fluid, effortless, gorgeous, peaceful Phish jamming that has ever been played. They are
Yes.
channeling Brian Eno's The Big Ship. The fact that those 7 minutes exist, you have to acknowledge, you have to celebrate. So I think that it's a very on-brand pick for Meg. There are 4 or 5 jams I would have picked before it, but I understand why
6,
she did
to be
it.
exact.
Well, I picked the number
6.
1.
Okay.
Brian, that's fine. That's your list. Phish is subjective, and
All right.
this is
This
mine.
is true.
All right. I'm going to start
This
being
is true.
selfish now.
I'm just glad
because-
Meg got her pick.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Clearly
She deserved
when
it. She
I
deserved it.
clearly when I try to play the game here, it doesn't go well. So I'm going to be selfish, and I'm taking Gamehenge as my wild card show pick. Sorry, 12/31/23 for those of you like Neil who don't know what a Gamehenge New Year's Eve show is. This is the greatest night of my life.
Neil taking strays.
Neil doesn't think this is a real Gamehenge, and I think that that's stupid.
Oh, that's the first incorrect opinion I've ever heard. Oh no, other than his take on Bruce Springsteen.
Wait, not a real Gamehenge?
Yeah, he
Why?
doesn't think this is a real Gamehenge. That's the thing. But anyway, this show is the greatest night of my life. The first set and a half of this show basically don't exist. It doesn't matter. But everything from Harpua through the end is just absolutely incredible. I listened to this AC/DC bag again earlier today, and it holds up very, very well. I mean, it being 2 years old. But I love everything about this, the way that they executed the Gamehenge, the way that, we kind of all knew it was going to happen, yet couldn't dare believe that it would really happen. And then it did. And it was incredible. Yeah, man, I'm happy that it's still left on the board this late. I kind of took a gamble. I kind of wanted to take this second round, but I'm happy that I waited. And I'm happy that I have this.
I applaud your restraint, young Ryan. I went on my notes for 12/31. My summary of this choice, respect, Ryan, and you have my support. Gamehenge, a Make-A-Wish gift from the band to fans who missed the early 90s.
All right, some of us weren't alive, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's
I wasn't there either.
If you're going to make fun of me for picking a show that has one section of a show that you like, I'm just saying, little hypocritical here.
There are more songs in Gamehenge that I would listen to than 12/29/94.
So you think this is a really re-listenable show? This is
notwithstanding the caliber of said songs.
Is this a re-listenable show for you then?
I mean, yeah.
Cool.
Don't sleep on that mid AC/DC bag.
Exactly.
Jeez. I thought you guys liked it.
This was my number 3 12/31 show. I think that this was the right pick. And I think that it's an aggressive move if you were performing well to take this as a wild card when you already have 12/31/99. Great calls. And it may actually be what ultimately you have right now 12/30/18, 12/31/99, and 12/31/23.
Yeah.
That's a very strong bench right there.
Strong.
Even with where you
Bench.
screwed up
My starting
royally.
lineup, buddy.
Listen to this guy with his
Who puts
sports statistics.
12/31/99
I
on the
know.
bench? Yeah.
Well, you
sports.
did put 12/31/23 on the bench. That is your wild card show.
Well, that's on the bench.
But regardless,
Okay, whatever.
my turn of phrase may be incorrect. I apologize. I'm just an amateur podcaster over here. We're doing our best, You have a really strong run of shows here that may actually end up pushing you over the edge. So don't get too big of a head, but well done. I think this is a great pick. I probably should have made this in my 12/31. I saw the 3 picked already, and I got a little bit complacent. Well done. And the fact that you were there, that's what matters more than anything.
It's true.
Vibes. This is a vibes pick.
It's true. Totally.
Well, and even though we're me specifically are casting a little bit of shade. It's incredible that Phish did what they did. The art, the pageantry, the doing
Best.
it up big,
Screw you, Neil.
2023 style, with all the Broadway flourishes. It was incredible. And
was
I
an
was the one
amazing
person.
moment.
I was the one person who had no clue that they were going to do Gamehenge that night. I was genuinely shocked when I.
I guess
You were
what
the
I'm
one
saying is that we
person.
knew it was gonna
I
happen.
had no idea, honestly.
Rumors.
The rest of us were
amazing.
like, "Oh man, they're really mailing in this first set," but it's okay because
It's
Gamehenge
okay.
is coming up soon.
Exactly.
No, I
No,
just
it's
thought they were
incredible.
mailing in the first set.
We kept my son up for this entire show, and I have a picture of him reading the Phish Companion while watching Phish play Gamehenge, which is
Aw.
one of the most special
Yeah.
moments in my life.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I
Was he
remember
also
watching
listening
this.
to a Brian Eno album in 1 year?
He is a Brinkman.
He'll get
Yeah,
there.
I remember watching this show and my kids were like, "Wow, Mom, I'm sorry. You should really be there for this." So I get it. It's good.
I've been telling you that entire day. But anyway,
I know.
All right, JB's got the next pick, which if history is, a predictor, he's gonna gut us right here. This is the one.
100%.
Well, I'm just concerned as I make this choice that we need a proper 1.0 steward for the greatest Phish show of all time, 12/31/1999. So to make sure that I at least have some participatory role in that, in my jam selection, I will be taking the very, 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 very late at night Roses Are Free, 35 minutes from Big
Nice.
Cypress,
Ooh.
an incredible Mike-led groove, page ascending, descending grandeur. It's amazing. And then an out there shuffle. This is when I first listened to Big Cypress back in like early 2000. Wasn't there in person, but listened to it right after. I feel like I would get caught up and like start the show. And then, after an hour or two, like something would come up. But late at night, this is just magical that this Roses jam happened at 4 or 5 in the morning, whenever it was. And it is, I think, the most challenging jam from that night, but also I think the best jam from that night. So there you have it.
Awesome pick.
That's a really awesome pick. I love that jam. I think that jam is kind of the point of Big Cypress. Like they wanted to test themselves to see what kind of music they would play after an extended period in time. Trey always talked about this with the long gig, that they wanted to know what kind of music will we play a day and a half into a concert. And obviously they can't do the full long gig the way that they dreamed it up. They do a slightly modified, still playing an overnight show from midnight to 7 a.m. That's a really special thing. And one of the most special aspects of that is that around 5 o'clock in the morning, you get a jam like this that would not happen at any other show. Ryan would probably say that means it does not count for bracketing purposes.
Relax.
But that's something Ryan would say.
Relax.
We can't pick anything from the Big Cypress set because it's automatically going to win.
Nobody's picked the segment yet. No, I guess
Nobody
you did.
has picked a,
Oh,
I did.
Oh,
I picked,
yeah.
well, technically speaking.
Well,
I
you picked a show
12/29/95.
with
Yeah,
but nobody's picked the segment yet. Tells you something. I don't know.
All right,
right,
so
Brian.
we got that. I'm up now. I've got 2 picks back to back, and I'm trying to figure out what do I do here. I feel like I got to do a big double whammy here for my wild card show, as well as what do we want to do? Well, I'm gonna.
Too busy ragging on my picks and weren't prepared for your turn, huh?
Well, no, there's just so many great shows to pick. The beautiful thing about this is if you played this right, you get no bad shows, other than the random dates where,
You get bad shows.
you can get bad shows. But I'm going to go with what I would argue is the best non-Cypress 95 New Year's Eve show of all time.
So the third best New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, but if you say that Cypress is its own thing, and you say
So if you
that,
eliminate the 2 best New Year's Eve shows, this is the best one.
correct. This is 12/31, which is the date of New Year's Eve, 1998. This show What is the most important thing to a great Phish show, Meg? Let me ask you.
To me?
Yeah.
What's the most important thing of a great Phish show?
It's the
Jams.
most jams, but also
Who did you think you were
the
asking?
flow. The flow. The
Oh,
flow
a
is the most
flow,
important
of course.
thing
Gotta have
to a
flow.
great Phish show. If you don't have flow, you don't really have a great show here. You can have great jams like the Providence Bowie. You may not have a great show. What you ultimately want.
But if you have a big enough show, you have a big enough jam, you have a great show. Just FYI. Nobody walked out of the Providence show being like, that show was kind of lame, but we got a good jam. Just
That
FYI.
is fair. The 1.0ers did not get super aggressive until later in time when they could then be like, I was at 12/29/94. This show opens with 1999, goes into a gorgeous Mike's classic groove, Ghost into Ha 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 with a cavern to close it out. I mean, you got segues, you got jams in the first set, beautiful tweezer into Cities in set 2, really cool Antelope into Frankenstein. The third set, often the forgotten bonus set in a New Year's Eve, we get a jammed out Runaway Jim into a long kind of languid Auld Lang Syne, into an 18-minute simple that gets super dark and super weird. 19-ish minute Harry Hood with an 8-minute intro that then fades into Tweezer Reprise, Llama to close things out because Tweezer Reprise isn't taking us up to 11 enough. And then for the encore, what happens when we play a great show? You have to have some Beatles in the encore. And here we get While My Guitar Gently Weeps. This is a show that there's no skips. When I listen to the show, it is press play and let it go on through. This is that vibe that Phish was giving out towards the end of 1998. It is both chill. It is both kind of introspective. It allows for experimentation. It's just amazing stuff. And I want to give a big shout out here to ECW2 says the full set list read for every Brian show is classic. It's true. It happens every time. And then Ed said, LOL, they made the boringest part of Hood really well. I hear what you're saying. I
was supposed to be at this show. I love this show too. And we couldn't get tickets and we were up in New York and we saw the 2 nights before it. And then we ended up just partying in our hotel room. And I remember being bummed because the show was awesome.
It's a really awesome show. I'm very happy to have it. All right. So now I need to go. See, I'm doing all we've closed now 1231. 1231 categories, our first closed category. We've got 1231.95 for Meg, 1231.99 for Ryan, 1231.03 for JB, 1231.98 for me. Now I got to go to a wild card show, and this is kind of where I want to mess around and screw some people over. Just trying to figure out.
Nobody picks the one I want for this.
I'm trying to figure out which
while
is
you
the
debate
show.
on that, I just wanted to say, as ECW2, I was talking about the full set list read. Look how good my pick is. I'm reading song names. If some person has to go and get auto drafted on their last pick because they have to go pick a child up, it's Brian's fault.
It is. It's because of the full set list reads. All right.
Do we have an auto draft in place? Anyway.
We will have to break open the rule book if we're going to do that. So I'm also doing all that data entry here. So, you can just chill out. Let me talk.
He's doing a lot, guys.
I'm going to go with my wild card show because 1228, I'm golden. I'm stoked with what I'm going to get last. My wild card show, though, I think can do some damage here. I'm going to go to 1230, which is the best date of the Phish calendar.
This is so mean of you.
And I'm going to go attendance
really
bias, Meg. You can justify attendance bias.
No, I
don't.
This
show.
Oh God.
This was a show that happened. I was
up.
so lucky to go to this show. There was a lot happening in my life at the time, and I got tickets to see the 29th through the 31st of this run. And I've already talked about this. I had one of the best days of my entire life on this date. And I had so much fun at this show that it spilled out to bars and after shows. And I didn't go to any after shows. We don't do that. I went to a dive bar in Midtown Manhattan. We ran into a guy who looked like Trey, and we all got pictures with him. I was out until like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had so much fun that I had a terrible time the following evening, which was okay because the following evening was all about vibes.
I was gonna say, was that because of the show or partying on 12:30?
Partying on 12:30.
Okay, and the show?
And the show. The show is what led to the partying because the show.
No,
was
no, no.
so
I mean,
epic.
like, was the bad time on the 31st because of how bad 31st show was, or
both.
the partying the previous night? Yeah, it was
Both.
both.
I felt I couldn't eat. I was in a terrible state, but it was worth it because 12:30:16 is one of the best Phish shows I have ever seen. And it is one of the best 12:30 shows that the band has ever played. It kicked off an incredible run of 2016, 17, 18, 19 were all amazing shows, all amazing experiences. And I'm just thankful that if nothing else, I have 2 12:30 shows on my list now. So 12:30:16 is my wild card show. I don't even feel like I need to read the set list because you all know it's all about that ghost.
No, I don't
that
think you
seizes
do.
the wheel. Great moment in the show when they are peaking party time, and I'm watching the show and I see this guy like 6 rows in front of me turning around, looking at me, going like this, and I realized during the jam that it was my buddy Sam Timberg, who, if you've ever met him, you know he is the best person to reassure you that you are seeing a great Phish show. Amazing stuff. Total attendance bias, but I feel happy with it. 12:30:16.
Nice. I like that for you.
Good. Glad.
It
JB.
wasn't what I thought you were going to pick from
Ruthless.
me. It wasn't what I
Scathing.
thought you were going to pick from me. I'm
Scathing.
so happy. No, that's
What
a
did you
great
think I
show.
was going to take.
I can't tell you.
I don't want to tip my cap, but
Yeah.
I was so sure you were going to take a different 12:30
See,
show that
same.
I wrote it down on my list and then I had to scratch it out.
Same, Justin.
What is the?
We can't tell you.
We can talk
Well,
about this
later.
in post.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in what you think
You're
it was going to be.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Flabbergasted
Who
or
gets-
second guessing.
Okay, so we've got you two pick and then me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
So
pick-
JB's
I'm
up
gonna
now.
pick- Now, I'm at the buffet. I've gorged myself on lobster and steak. Brian and Megan thankfully left some pieces of bread for me, so I can get into the random dates category.
Yeah.
And actually, of the 4 shows that I had, you all picked the 3rd and 4th shows on my list respectively.
Oh,
So I am
Wow, interesting.
also going to go to 2016 just so I can get some early or mid 3.0
Right.
representation. I'm going to go January.
July.
That's
Long
the
holiday.
first. That'll be the next pandemic when Phish does New Year's Eve in July.
All
just
right, all
looking
right.
at
Right,
it. I'm going
right.
January 2nd, 2016. Top Shelf Song Calls, a Top Shelf Tweezer jam, 22 minutes, but they are not messing around. From a Teen
Love that
Groove,
jam.
then Bright and Taciturn, then Mellifluous, then Power, then a little synth ending. You've got Sand, Limb by Limb, Susie Hood, all the things that you would Lizard's Encore. Who sang no to that? I'm going 1-2-16 for my random show.
Damn it.
this isn't a long list of shows I was supposed to be at, and for family related reasons was not able to be at. And I remember webcasting this and being like,
Man, thank
Would've
God
been a
I didn't
great-
go. Webcasting
would have been a
is way
great
better.
way to kick off this year. No, I was still in my youthful phase where I thought I had to be there at shows.
Aw.
Great pick. Awesome stuff. That was my number 2 show in the random dates. So all 3 of my picks. Ryan, I don't know what you're going to do with the random dates, but Godspeed.
No, this was 1-2-16 was what I was hoping to get. And, I totally understand Justin taking that because, it is what it is. I do want to shout out Neil.
This is
once
the
again.
challenge with the draft where you're like,
Yeah,
how
Justin
long
did-
can I wait?
Right.
I know,
Justin
it's
did
hard.
just draft all the best adjectives. I agree with that. You know,
did.
there's not
Where are you going, Rye?
there's not a ton. It's not a ton here. Man. I mean, I'm gonna go with 1303. You know, I think that's kind of you do 1-2 with the 46 days, but you know, I'm gonna go with 1-3 here. Not my ideal pick here. I would like to note that I now have a pick from every era.
Nice
That's
job.
kind of cool.
Well done. That's
Yeah,
great.
nice and well rounded. Yeah, I like when Paige does collab stuff, and you know, this Contact is the thing. And you know, I'm not gonna read the whole set list. There are a few other highlights from the show, but early January 03 is not where the band would be 6 weeks later.
You get a 5-song
Yes.
set one.
Isn't that the truth?
That's nice. A 5-song
Yeah, but
set one.
there's
Who's
not a
complaining
whole
about
lot of
that?
excitement in said 5-song set one.
You get a
That's
tweezer.
really-
An opening tweezer is nice.
Yeah, that's
I mean, this
killer.
is your pick. I'm trying to help you out, Ryan.
We're trying to help you.
12/31/2022 also opens with tweezer. That doesn't make it an exciting tweezer.
I remember as this was happening in real life at the time, I was trying to get my college roommate into Phish. I'd been at it for a little bit of time, and I was like, hey, new show just dropped. Let's give this You Enjoy Myself a listen. It's classic. This is this is canon.
Yeah.
And then they restarted the beginning. It was like, ooh, okay, all right. Gotta get our sea legs.
Yeah. You know, for me, this is like going to the buffet and you're still hungry, but there's one stale roll left. And you eat it because it's the only thing left.
You slather it with butter and you take
What?
it down.
What fucking buffet are you guys going to where there's only rolls left that you want? Like, can we have some like
The
grilled
random dates
asparagus?
buffet, Brian. The random
we-
dates
can we-
buffet.
Random
Can we-
buffet.
The random dates.
It's so true. It is just full of
which
stale bread.
I definitely did not clarify this at the top, so I apologize. But great question from Ed. Does random show mean one that's not 12/28
Yeah.
to 12/31? Yes. So certain
Mhm.
runs they played 12/27 once. They've played post New Year's a couple of times, which is not with Post Malone, no matter how much people want it. So anytime they played outside of the 12/28 to 12/31 run, we just had those as random. You know, this show at the time was a big deal. If you recall, right? The Wolfman's was
I
huge.
do.
The Makasupa was pretty big. The You Enjoy Myself
Makasupa, yeah.
restart was basically where 3 shows in now, all of the haters who wanted to claim that 1.0 was the only good Phish, they finally had their thing that they could
Ugh,
hang their hat on, and they would not let you forget it.
that's annoying.
But the Contact has some cool fall 97 stuff that that I'm really into. So you know, I think I would have gone 1-2-0-3, but you know, you got to
debated
do
it.
what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do. He's got a lot of big shows here, a lot of heavy hitters that he's holding his hat on right now.
Shall we?
All right,
It's
shall
my
we?
turn.
It is.
Meg's last
Final
picks.
2 picks.
I cannot believe this show is still on the table. I have been holding my breath this whole time, and I'm so glad about it. For my wild card show, I'm picking 12/31/93 from Worcester. Just the biggest show to date that they had ever played. Aquarium set on stage. Awesome Reba in a banner year for the song. Big tweezer to open set 2. Peaches teases in It's Ice and Possum. A great yam. The Down with Disease jam premieres, comes out. We get the kernel that's going to be Down with Disease, one of the biggest songs Phish will ever have. And we've got a Mount Rushmore hood. And this show is, when you think of New Year's Eve and you think of Phish, this has to be on the list of what you're thinking about, because this is one of the first times they set that big thematic feeling that has come to define what we think of when we think of New Year's Eve Phish.
Trey teasing Auld Lang Syne in that hood is like one of my favorite little
Oh.
discreet
Everything
Oh.
about that hood
ever.
is
so
perfect.
silky.
Perfect.
Everything about that hood is perfect.
Mount Rushmore.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's a great pick, Meg. Really great
Thank
call,
you.
and I admire you for picking that in the wild card. Meg now has 12/31/95 and 12/31/93 to outweigh her selection of 12/29/94 the whole show, as well as the 12/39/19 tweezer. Great stuff, Meg.
Can you believe that I'm
really-
getting shit for picking the 12/29/94 show on this podcast right now?
Yes.
Like, what is happening?
Yes, I can.
Unbelievable.
Final
Just
pick.
unbelievable.
Well
This is my
done.
final pick.
This is your final pick.
And what category is it in? Oh, 12:30.
12:30.
This is really funny because if anybody who listens to the show or knows me knows that 12:30 is my most favorite night of Phish all year. It is the night that I feel like is my Phish church. I always try to be on the floor if I can. That's the only night of the year I care about that because I like to be in the middle of the soup, feeling the vibes and having that energy. And I cannot believe that I have to pick like my fourth pick for this, but it's okay because it's still a great show. And I'm going to pick a show that has a pretty killer set list. Yeah, I'm picking 12/30/17 from MSG for my 12:30 show.
Brian's going to quit podcasting with you, by the way.
Why?
He does not like this show. Just warning you.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I got a lot of stuff put in my mouth here that I don't like certain things. I think 12/30/17 is a fantastic choice here. Meg, go ahead.
I thought that's what Brian was going to pick in
Thank
the last
you,
time
Justin.
around.
So did I. I like it better than 20/30/16. I'm sorry, Brian. I know you were there, but I like it better. It has Justin saying same, and so does Ryan.
Yeah.
We've got a Mike's Groove to open, a tweezer, which is a mid first sweat tweezer jam that goes into Ass Handed, which we know that, Ryan, we know you love this jam. Set 2, Down with Disease, 28 minutes, huge Down with Disease to open set 2, unfinished into a fantastic steam. I mean, it's just I think this is a really good set list. Sleeping Monkey, Tweezer Reprise Encore, a la 12/6/97. I like this show. I think it's great. It's not my favorite 12:30 show, but I think I have enough strong picks in other categories to outweigh this. And
Also, Funky Brother.
it's not a lemon, it's not a lemon, and I'm happy with it. Happy with my list.
Funky Brother.
There you go.
Funky Brother, which is more they couldn't really play Brother, which was the funny part about it. I'm honestly surprised that this is the first 2017 pick to get taken here because the 2017 New Year's run, there's really no misses from a full show standpoint. Even New Year's Eve, it's a little more up and down, but I mean, that song I heard the ocean sing, the Gotta Jaboo, there's just really great stuff throughout there. This show, I think like a lot of 2017 historically doesn't look as good because of the slop and the fact that Trey did not have the ability to string together more than like 10 notes at a time. But with what you said from a set list standpoint, where they're placing jams, the chances they're taking, this is a huge show. I don't think you could have gone wrong.
Thanks.
I just want I want to enter into evidence text conversations from a few weeks ago where I was talking about how much I love this disease, and Brian told me it was uninspired and not a very good jam. So
it's very true.
I don't think I was on that text chain.
No, you were not. But I want that entered into the record as Brian tries to pretend he likes this show.
Thanks,
I think it's
Ryan.
a good show, but I think it also deserves criticism.
Absolutely. But this disease is fantastic.
I agree.
I love this jam. I like this pick, by the way.
Thank you.
Meg is all finished now. She's made all of her picks. And we've got 6 minutes left for JB to make it to, Ryan to pick up his children.
Yep.
Ryan, you are up. You have your final pick, which is a jam wild card.
Yes.
Which is actually a really good strategy to hold that off because there are so many great jams.
So many
But
picks.
let's
Was
see how you screw it
I
up.
messed it up. I feel like I really
I was
screwed up with
I was in no hurry here.
messed that up.
Brian thinks I'm going to take the 12/29/18 tweezer. I am not going to do that as much as I love that jam. I am, however, going to go with my gut here, which is 4.0. I don't really care. It's like, can I double dip? Should I double dip on Cypress and take the Cypress disease? But I'm not going to do that because I have the whole show, which that is part of. I am going to take the 12/29/23 Chalk Dust Torture.
So sick.
This jam is absolutely incredible. It's like very dark and experimental for most of it. Megan, you and I were at this show together. We had a fantastic time.
We did.
This jam, you also get a lot of that like wiggly effect that Trey was playing with in late 23 and early 24. And I just think the way that it's in that controlled chaos zone for so much of it is phenomenal, and it goes way, way out there. I love this jam, and I'm proud to finish my draft with a 4.0 pick.
Hell yeah, I love this jam. This is like a throwback. It's such a multi-part jam. So many sections. Each section is like just as compelling as the others. An absolutely sick crash, and then that drum beat segue into Oblivion. Like that's cool. I love this jam. I just spun this twice this week, and I was like, wow, this is good. It was on my short list for sure.
And you
It's
get bonus
amazing.
woos.
Bonus woos
in the jam.
I mean, that is the one down part about it, to be honest.
If you have to pick the second best New Year's Eve run Chalk Dust Torture that's ever been played, this is a good one to pick.
I like this jam.
All right. So for my last pick,
Well done. I like that pick. That's a great Chalk Dust Torture. I think that's a top 5 jam of 2023. Sorry, JB.
Thank
all
you.
good. For my last pick, you guys had all selected from 1229, so I knew I could do that one last. And actually, as luck would have it, I have my first selection still available from 1229 to make sure that I'm representative of 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and now 4.0. I'll be choosing 1229 2024. This is a jammy
Sick show.
set one. The Caspian Jam surprised me at how great it was, going from minor to major. Yem has a chill, quiet funk jam, the world's shortest vocal jam, and then a nice move into Ghost, and then a 37-minute Ruby Waves that is huge and multi-sectioned. In 37 minutes, Phish is literally going to cover all the bases, and they do. And a little Bold as Love encore. Call back to my first show at Star Lake in 1999. Had a little Bold as Love encore. So yeah, 1229 24, please and thank you.
Oh, that show. That was my longest Phish jam outside of like a special secret set that I've ever seen. It just blew my mind. I was so happy, and this whole show is so killer. Yeah, I remember like when they started Caspian, I was like, oh God, and then it ended up being amazing. So yeah, great set list, great show, really.
Yeah.
Just so many good jams. That was
1229 becoming the new 1230.
It's the new 1230. It's the new 1230 with 23 and 24. Yeah.
It's a Monday show this year. Don't miss out. Monday night.
I feel like I totally get your point. I feel like the New Year's Eve run, the days of the week don't matter. It's the one run where the
100%.
I agree. 100%.
You know,
who even knows what day of the week it is?
That's the beauty of when you get to the end of December and you're on break and you're at a Phish run. You're just like, what day is it? I can't wait for that. Seeing as I'm sitting here still trying to finish up some work before the holidays, I feel like Bob Cratchit. All right. I have the last pick to make here in the draft, which is a great honor. I want to thank Ryan and Justin for joining us here and for being such good sports. Justin really showing how much of a killer he is. Ryan talks a great game before you get to the draft.
On brand.
And, I don't even know if you were on brand today. I would have really appreciated some just full 2017 onward picks here from you. That said, my last pick is 1228, which I'm so thankful that you guys decided to only pick one show from 1228 that I would have selected, because it just allowed me to hang out here, savor the moment, enjoy the camaraderie, the fun draft. I considered taking 1228 2019 because nobody talks about that show, and that show fucking rules. That is an excellent 1228 show. Debut of Evening Song, weird jams in set 2, Chalk Dust Torture reprise, Ass Handed, Drowned, Guy Forget,
Swept Away, Steep. Come on.
Swept Away and Steep, which were not played during this show. Beneath the Sea of Stars is what you're thinking of.
1228 19.
Yes.
I believe it was 18 that they did Swept Away Steep.
No, must have been
weird.
what it is.
Yeah.
This show is a
Sorry.
Dog Face Boy, though.
Sorry, my mistake.
But I'm not choosing 12, 28, 19. This is not.
I was
like
going
I'm
to say, I hope you're not.
dedicated
Okay.
to 7, 14, 19 pick for 12, 30, 19. I'm going to go with my heart here, which I guess I've already done. So I'm just like, I'm showing my heart during this period in time. We're going 12, 28, 2003. I cannot believe this show is still available. This begins with a 17-minute David Bowie and then follows up 2 songs later with a really nice Type 2 tweezer that then gives us the first Type 2 Frankie Says. Just a gnarly, fucking crazy Susie Greenberg midway through the second set. Great God of Jaboo in that second set. I mean, you just have Phish 2003 at their peak, just like gnarly, experimental, aggressive, awesome stuff here. The first set is so good that it ends with a tweezer reprise.
That is cool.
Beautiful Harry Hood towards the end. Fishman during Love You scats a verse and then sings in near perfect time. I can't remember the words now. And it really doesn't matter because I can't sing either. So who gives a fuck? It's time for the vacuum cleaner. Just amazing stuff from Phish. To Ed or ECW, I forget which one of you guys made this point earlier that Phish kind of got worse on each night of 2003. Part of the reason why 2003 still holds up is because 1228 is probably the best played show of the run, which is a unique thing, but just tons of jams scattered everywhere. I got to get some 2003 love in here.
I love that opening spacey jam into Bowie. It's super cool. And it jammed out Frankie Says. Fun.
Really,
pound
really
for
good
pound,
stuff.
that's a phenomenal 13-minute tweezer. That
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
into some Pink Floyd-y, like chill kind of vibes. That was high on my list of 1228 shows, but I knew that after picking New Year's Eve 2003, if I picked 1228 2003, you guys would refer me to like a counselor or something. So
They might have.
You can't go
They
too
might
far
have.
into 2.0. Yeah.
They might have.
You can't have too much 2.0 on your list.
Well,
All right.
especially late
That time,
2.0.
yeah.
So I'm just going to read quickly through the results here. Who won? The viewers, the listeners. Y'all
Neil
won because
won.
we've got
Actually, Neil won the draft.
Neil won. So Megan's pick in 1228, she's got 1998. In 1229, she's got 1994. 1230, she's got 2017. 1231, she's got a big one, 1231.95. Random dates, she has New Year's Day 2011. Her wild card show, brilliant pick here, 1231.93.
Can we not have the
And
commentary, please?
And
We need an objective. We need an objective reading of the picks so people can vote.
And her jam wild card is extremely on brand, 1230.19 tweezer. Ryan Storm, I think I'm reading this correctly, selected 2023
There we go.
for
That's why I
1228.
wanted the impartial one.
1229, he's got 1997 because sure, he had to make a point about 1230.97 by picking 1229. 1230, he's got 2018. That's a killer pick. 1231, he's got Cypress, killer pick. Random dates, he's got 1-3, even though I don't think he's ever listened to the Yem restart. Wild card show went big here with 1231.23, and his jam wild card, he's got 1229.23. Good stuff there. JB, the silent assassin of the draft.
Totally.
1228.95.
Silent, just for the record.
1229.24. What a amazing 29-year gap there between those shows. 1230.97. Total assassin.
Brian's all-time
1231.03.
favorite show. Just
All-time favorite show.
And
in the
mine
1230
too.
category,
It's fine.
and Meg's too. 1231.03. His random dates is to 1-2-16. His wild card show, Twist the Knife in Meg, 1230.19. And his jam wild card, this is as Brian core as it gets. This is why Justin and I we never fight. There's just yeah.
we're both always
I see
right.
you.
It's just
We're always
you know.
right. 1231.99. Roses are free. Well done. And then my picks. 1228, you got 1228.03, which is the best 1228 show the band has ever played. 1229,
Not
you
true.
got 1229, 1995, which
Which
as
is the
my
best
calculations
1229
are,
show the band has ever played.
1229 show the band has ever played. 12:30. We've got 1993, which is the second
The
best
second
12:30
best,
show that the band has ever played. 12:31. We've got 12:31:98, which is
The best one they've ever played if you remove the top two from the list.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Good alley-oop there. Random dates, 1-3-15, the best random date show ever played. Wild card show, 12:30:16. Should I have gone with 12:31:93 there? Probably. That probably is the
I was
right objective
terrified that you
call.
didn't do that.
I decided to go with a 12:30 show because Meg had not picked 12:30 yet.
I didn't know we could. I didn't know we could explain our picks.
It was a defensive move, and I think it backfired a little bit, Brian.
Sometimes defensive moves do. This is
Yeah.
why we celebrate offense. And then Jam Wildcard, I picked the best part of 12:29:94 and the best
Oh,
jam the
wow.
band has ever played during a New Year's Eve run.
So
which is the
you picked a jam
12:29:94
from
parody.
a show that I have. Cool. Okay, cool. But you think that show's bad. Got it.
No,
Makes sense.
I don't think the show's
Makes
bad.
sense.
He thinks
I don't
think the show's
overall
bad.
it's not
Yeah.
that good in terms of full
Yeah.
show quality in comparison to other 1229s.
Yeah, got it.
His grocery
I
list said
have-
aloud to his wife.
I have never felt more seen. Before I go to the grocery store, this does actually happen. I just want to double check because I don't want to be at the grocery store and forget. So I read out the list. This is a great call. It's like ECW2 knows me.
Celery, best vegetable you can get. Bananas,
Celery is really
best
good.
yellow
There-
fruit, not in the fridge.
Have you ever cooked like hash brown potatoes with celery leaves chopped up and then put eggs over it?
Celery
that is
leaves
some
are
nice stuff.
really good, actually.
Oh,
They're underrated.
dude.
I put them in
Pepper
salad
in
with
it.
like farro. It's
Great call.
really, really good. Some
Yeah.
pomegranate
I have to go
seeds.
pick up my kids. We need
Yeah,
to,
the fennel portion of the podcast is when I have to go pick up my children.
I just want to know
Ryan,
here,
I'll see you at school in just a moment, buddy.
Yeah.
JB
Thank you.
didn't say a word for 5 minutes, only to say, quote, fuck woos. Well done. JB, thank you for hanging with us. Go get your kiddos.
Thanks,
was fun.
Justin.
Thanks,
that was
guys.
awesome. It was so fun.
Bye.
Even if you
Amazing
took
work.
my favorite stuff, it's fine. I still like you. I won't be mad at you like Brian.
Well, this was a great draft. Thank you guys, Ryan, Justin. Thank you guys for joining us and helping with the camaraderie, the contentiousness, the shit talking, the fun. I had a great time. I hope Megan had a great time. It sounds like she might not have, but we'll work through that.
Brian, don't put words
know-
in my mouth. I had a great time. I am not emotionally invested in my picks the way that you are, which is funny. But
I don't know about that.
I'm happy with the draft. I think
Yeah.
I made
Whatever makes you feel better.
I'm actually really happy with it.
I
Good.
just want to
Makes me
say,
feel better. What do you mean? What is that? That sounds like a dig.
I just
I'm
want to say
super happy
that,
with my list.
I just want to say that I
Good.
love you guys so much, and Justin as well. And thank you so much for having me on this episode. It's really incredible to be a part of the shit talking in a draft. After watching you guys and pitting you against each other occasionally in the chat for fun, and watching you each kind of mentally destroy each other on different episodes. I love
Pretty
that. I love that we're all close enough friends that we can like abuse each other in the context of drafting Phish. It's really great.
Why have friends if you can't abuse them? That's a
It's
really
true.
good. You put that on a t-shirt, Why have friends if you can't abuse them? Goose 2024, something like that. That would be a great call.
Ryan, we love you too. And even though we give you so much crap, we really loved having you on. I'm so glad you got to do it. And you were an awesome drafter. And I'm so glad you picked some things so that I
You still don't
had
have to
other things do.
sugarcoat my 12-28-23 pick, by the way.
Everybody makes a mistake in a draft. It's okay.
I was going to say, I agree.
Ryan
with
has
everything.
quite a bit of 3.0. It's fine.
Do I?
But they're the
2
Two
best
out of
shows.
7.
But they're the best shows played in 3.0 on those dates.
Mm-hmm.
That's
that he
why I
could
picked
get.
them. That's why I picked them.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great draft. I hope you all are taking notes of shows and jams you should listen to, unless that is 12-28-23, which in that case I would just say you could listen to 2019, you could listen to 2016. There's better 12-28 shows out there. Jesus Christ.
2019 is not a better 12-28, but whatever.
You
I
can
hope
listen to
you guys-
98, 12-28-98.
That's a
I'll
great
give you that
show.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys all take note of these shows and start spinning New Year's Eve run jams as you prepare for MSG. We will be back soon. We're
Yeah.
going to have to figure out our next date for recording because we are about to be in the holidays, and I'm sure that we are both crazy. So we will get back to you with when we are hosting our next episode. Our next episode is going to be the season finale of our Rushmore season for 2025. We will be concluding it with You Enjoy Myself. And I'm pretty excited about that. Meg, I hope you've started prepping for it. I'm all ready. I've got my 4
I have
picks.
not started, Brian. I had to prep for this massive draft with 100 jams and
So
2,000
did I.
shows. So I know.
Oh
So did
yeah.
I.
Yeah.
Also listened to every album and watched every movie and read every book that's come out this year. So I don't know what your problem is, Megan.
I don't know
This is
either.
a
I
good
read
point.
41 books this year, so I'm doing pretty good. Don't worry.
Brian read
You did.
700. So
I did.
I'm almost at 50. I had 51 last year, and I want to get to 52 this year. And
Including
I don't think it's gonna happen.
audiobooks, no?
Including audiobooks, yes.
Oh, that doesn't count as reading.
I would disagree.
Do you
Anyway,
count podcasts? Oh,
the podcasts are not reading. Audiobooks are reading. We got one last dig here from ECW2. RJ is going to claim some random.
RJ's picking
09
12409. 100% he's picking 12409.
Look, 12409 yen. Do not skip that. That is an amazing.
Oh yeah, but is it the best ever?
Not at all. All right.
I'm still
will be
not over
back.
Ghost. Sorry.
ECW2 here coming in hot, trying to challenge
He
Neil
is
for the best
So great. So great
chat
today.
member today. All right, we will be back sometime soon with
Yeah.
our Yem episode, as well as we'll be back in early 2026 to recap MSG and to talk through how 2025 Phish went. All that good stuff is coming up here. We'll keep you posted on the date for the Yem Rushmore. Otherwise, hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Stoked for MSG Phish on the horizon, and we'll see you all soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.